guys, don't forget, a 58-year-old Frank Ribery is still playing on the wing and still
But Xavi's still matching, man. Xavi's still matching.
Kylian Mbappe is not the black Milango black man. It's the black Mario Balotelli.
That makes no sense. Yo, guys, we're back in the game. Yes, new haircuts, new intro. We're trying to take things to the next level. Guys, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. A heck of a lot of stuff to talk about, man. So let me just give you a preview of what's going to be happening on today's show, man. So we're going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and his record. We're going to talk about Liverpool and Klopp and Burnley and Klopp moaning. We're going to talk about Zidane, because we do have to talk about Alcoyano and also about today's game with regards to, Benzema, and I'm not to mention Hazard's name. Do we need to revisit and have another Bill Pogba conversation? Ilicic's wife. We have to readdress Ilicic's wife and that game against PSG in the CL. And yes, Lampard, Chelsea, and the freaking crisis that is happening over there. Shout out to your boy Mason Mount for the win. So we have here a good panel. Hopefully we have a good, interesting panel that will come and give their big time thoughts to all of the different kinds of things that we're gonna go in. We're gonna go in, man. So shout out to all of the guys who are in here, man. So look, man, let's get right down to the brass tacks, man, and let's just talk about Cristiano. So apparently he is the all-time goal scorer, which I think is an insult to Joseph Biscan. Okay, so, and I think that Joseph Biscan needs to be respected. But let's just say that he's right now the all-time goal scorer and is now gone ahead of Pele and Joseph Biscan. You know what I think about it. Everybody knows what I think about it. I'm a World Cup merchant. I'm a CL merchant. I'm a dot merchant. Degree of difficulty. I'm about how difficult was it for you to do things. But guys, this is your platform. This is your views. So I'm going to confess to Yas's side. What does this Cristiano milestone do for you, and does it, in your mind, further put him in a higher level with regards to being the GOAT or not? What? How do you react to the milestone? Yes, sorry.
To be honest, I don't know. I'm not that impressed with it. And the only reason is because I'm just numb to Cristiano Ronaldo. Like it gets
wait. Numb how?
In the sense where he defies my expectation. He defies what I think is possible. So in the sense where I at this point I'm like, what I'm focused on is can he win a Champions League with Juve? Scoring goals for him is easy for him. I feel like a lot of players nowadays make what he makes the game easy. He makes one of the most difficult thing, and probably the most difficult thing in football, easy. And that's just define his greatness. So for me, he's great. For me, he will. I think I don't like.
So but does this milestone say, all right, now people need to give him even much more respect? Does this move him even higher in your estimation as part of the greats of the game?
See, here's the thing, HH. I put him as top 5 all time. That's me. And I don't. And in my opinion, I feel like it should be a consensus among everybody that he should be top 5 all time. If we want to put him as 1, that's your opinion. If you want to put him as 5, that's your opinion. But I'm happy with that. So for me, he's already top 5. Everything else just makes it seem like there's not going to be another Cristiano Ronaldo. So for me, it doesn't change my opinion of Cristiano Ronaldo. He surpassed pretty much what anyone has ever done in this game. So, I mean,
but obviously, and the whole thing of performing in a Euro final and a World Cup final doesn't really mean much to you.
But then it really doesn't, because it's a team sport at the same time. So it is. People always put emphasis on World Cup and Euros and all that stuff. Let's be honest. This is World Cup and Euros is pretty much won by not individual, by a team. we always talk about great teams when we talk about World Cups and Euros. We always talk about great teams. So we talk about the Italians, and there's a few individual Pele and Maradona. They're on their own separate. But even with Zidane, I mean, he still had world class players in his team. So it's always about the team. And I mean, Portugal,
Okay.
he won 1 year with Portugal, and that's pretty much more than what Lewandowski, Suarez, anyone has done.
But he did nothing in the final, though. But I get your point. I get your point. Ahmad, talk to me. What does this milestone mean to you and for Cristiano?
I agree with Yasir. I think he's top 5 of all time. I think he's maybe the best goal scorer of all time.
Okay.
One thing I respect with Ronaldo is how he changed his game in some sort of way in the end of his career when he become older. Because I saw a stat yesterday that Neymar at the age of 28 has similar stats to Ronaldo. But obviously, Ronaldo became more of a goal scorer now when he became older. So the way he adapted his style, I respect about him. That's my put on it.
Okay. Red Devil, talk to me. Cristiano, what does this milestone mean?
I mean, he's already one of the goats already, so there's no real.
Goats.
Well, one of the goats, you know. So
Yeah, okay.
You can't compare him to people like Hazard and all these.
Hey,
people.
Red Devil,
You
leave the
know,
man
just-
alone.
No,
don't
I'm just,
don't
you
mention
know,
his name.
just-
Don't you
so
mention
just-
his name. Just
so-
focus
I'm
on the
not
guy
a
on the
jinx.
screen.
I'm
Focus
not a
on the
jinx.
guy.
I can
Focus
mention him. I'm not a jinx. I don't jinx players. Okay, I can say it. You just don't say it. You know.
No. Red Devil, trust me. I ain't mentioned that dude's name. Trust me, I have learnt my lesson. But please continue.
Okay. No. Yeah. So I mean, this guy, this dude, this. At the end of the day, like, whatever you say, like being the scoring the most goals of all time is a great achievement and something that goes to the mentality of Cristiano Ronaldo. And I've said several times, like, for me, the thing with Cristiano Ronaldo is the mentality of the guy. Someone who has, as Ahmed said, changed his game and made himself into a prolific goal scorer for the benefit of his country, for the benefit of the teams he's played against, and obviously he's still doing it at the age that he is. So you got to respect this guy, and it's going to be a milestone. It's going to be. I mean, there's a question: is like, will someone ever come round and beat the milestone? And when I look at footballers now, and I'm looking at the up and coming generations coming through, I just don't know whether you're going to see the types of players that have this same almost drive mentality as the likes of Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to see a goal scorer like him. That's for sure.
So. No. So because of that, you just got to give credit to Cristiano Ronaldo for it, and he's still got a few years in the bag. So you never know if he gets a Euro, a World Cup, maybe a Champions League with Juve. You just never know. You never know. You know what I mean? So
hopefully, he can do his best. All right, Marvelous. Talk to me about this guy, man.
HH, come back to me. I'm in a World War II bunker right now.
Okay, all right. I didn't need that thing, but fine. Alex, talk to me. Cristiano, what does this milestone mean?
Yeah, I just think it solidifies him as the greatest goal scorer of all time.
Yes.
Like, if there was any doubt, there's no doubt because the stats back him up. But we already knew that he was the greatest goal scorer, so I don't think this really means much. But
so this doesn't change the estimation with regards to player and all-time GOAT players.
No, I just think he was top 5 before this, and he is still top 5. I don't think he's moved up or anything, but I think he's top 5. That's a good placement because he is the greatest goal scorer of all time. But there's other players that are doing as well as him, but not goal scoring wise. So I don't think he's more than top 5.
Okay. 2 years apprenticeship, aka Abdullahi, man. Talk to me about this. What does this milestone mean, man?
Major, when you talk about the epitome of greatness, it's called Cristiano Ronaldo. It tick all boxes. It tick all boxes. So when he talks about, I don't know why.
Ticks all boxes. All boxes. Okay.
Yes. When you talk about a great goal scorer, you have to put in Ronaldo there. I don't know why you don't get him this high. I don't know what Ronaldo did to you. Maybe Ronaldo is not. He hasn't passed your high test yet. I have no idea. But this guy keeps scoring and keeps showing up, and still you have not even put him in your top 5. But you have to give him respect because he has been doing it for like 15 to 20 years, and he's still doing it. So you have to respect Ronaldo. For me, I think it's top 5 minimum at the moment because he needs to he still needs to surpass some level in which you're gonna put him high. But at the moment, you need to get Ronaldo very high. For me, like a divine football. When you talk about goal scorer, a divine goal scorer. The player I can at the moment right now, like I can see that I can break Ronaldo goal scoring record. Maybe Lewandowski, maybe Haaland, maybe those two, maybe slightly maybe Benzema, but Ronaldo, man, like goal scorer, you have to be one of the goals for me. Now they just take all bosses for me. In terms of goal scoring, man, you have to just put him high.
Okay. All right. What's it called? TZL. Talk to me.
Been a while. Ronaldo has been impressive. We have to give him his due credit. His adaptability, his longevity, his hunger, which I think what drives him at this age is commendable. He deserves all the accolades, but me on a personal level, I think I'm done with Ronaldo and Messi. Like, I'm kind of rooting for the next generation. That we've seen what they can do, and they've kind of. I feel bad for the others that came in their generation because no matter how good they were, they will always be compared to Ronaldo and Messi. But I'm kind of looking forward to the next era and seeing what's going to happen there. But kudos to Ronaldo. He deserves to be there.
So what's his top 5, top 3, top 2 for you? Where is he land?
I kind of don't like comparing the eras because I feel like it's difficult to compare modern era with the era of the Pelés and all. But it's definitely, he and Messi are definitely great. They will be talked about in decades to come because I doubt if anyone's going to reach that level in this modern era anymore. But I wouldn't put them in top 5, really.
Undisputed. Talk to me.
My mind on this will never change. Cristiano can score 900 goals, 1,000 goals, 1,500 goals, 2,000 goals.
Don't do it. Don't say it. There are many Cristiano fanboys here, and they know where you live. Pick your words carefully.
When this guy tries to show flair, he looks like he shot himself. That's the reality of it. He's a mediocre dribbler, a mediocre passer. I don't care how many goals he scores. He will never be
Liverpool fan.
Let's him land. Can he land?
Here's the thing, right? Cristiano Ronaldo's PR team is something else. Nobody ever considered Gerd Müller one of the best ever. But as soon as Cristiano came along, then all of a sudden it was all about goals. When did this psychology change, by the way?
Well, he got 5 Champions League though and a Euro.
Gerd Müller won everything Ronaldo won, and he was never considered the GOAT. It's this bullshit psychology people have of goals mean everything.
Indeed, like 1-0 against Burnley.
Another thing I'd like to point out.
Red Devil.
He has the highest goal scored of all time. His ratio is not top 10. Pele, Messi, I believe, so many players have a higher ratio than him. Also,
Pele.
Let him land, man. Let him land.
Even if you only count the goals that you want to count, okay? He still has a higher ratio than him. Another point I'd like to make out, you know the whole 100 goals thing? The 100 goals thing he had for internationally? Do you guys know how many goals and assists Ronaldo has against Germany, France, Spain, Italy, England, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, against the top national teams? He's played 27 games against them. He has 4 goals, 0 assists. This guy beats up on the likes of Luxembourg, Andorra, and then people hype this guy up as the GOAT. His international career is a complete flop from start to finish.
Easy.
This guy has not had a single memorable big game on the international stage in his entire career.
Easy. Come on.
Undisputed. Can I ask you a question?
He's a good player. I'll give him that. Not top 5. Never.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you something?
You know, he's a good player.
Let me ask Undisputed a question. Undisputed. When you say Messi is better than Ronaldo, I get it. In terms of playmaker, it's good. In terms of dribbling, yes. But when you talk about goal scorer, you can't compare Ronaldo and Messi. Those players are different caliber of player. Ronaldo is a pure goal scorer. Messi is a playmaker.
But
both are
Messi still
different.
scores as many goals as Ronaldo does. So how does that?
Yes, I know. But when you talk about pure number 9, When you talk about number 9, actual number 9, a goal scorer. Ronaldo, Ronaldo scored more goals than Lionel Messi.
If you're saying he's a better goal scorer, does that then make him a better player if he's just a better goal scorer?
Messi is a better player. Ronaldo is a better goal scorer.
No, it doesn't.
That is how you put it.
No, he's not. He's not a better goal scorer. There's nothing to suggest he's a better goal. Why do people keep peddling this bullshit? He's not a better goal scorer. He's not a better goal scorer than Messi. He's not a better goal scorer than Gerd Müller. He's not a better goal scorer than Pele. He's not a better goal scorer than Romario.
Okay, undisputed. Why would you say he's not a better goal scorer than like a Gerd Müller?
He has a worse ratio than him for one, and eventually, and apparently, majority of CR7 fans can't see beyond raw numbers, but he has a worse ratio than him. Also, Gerd Müller.
Roast him in the last section.
I'm speaking as a football fan, okay? Yeah. I'm not here to argue that Steven Gerrard is better than Ronaldo. I'm here arguing that, some of the best players ever. Gerd Müller scored 10 goals in a World Cup. How about that?
We're still waiting for a goal in a World Cup knockout from Cristiano, but we're still waiting.
This guy's international career is a flop from start to finish. I don't care what anyone says about the Euro. This guy does not have a single memorable knockout performance, Euros or World Cup. I think he's competed in every international tournament since 2004 now.
Okay, what if he wins the Euro and he wins the World Cup? Will you rate him high or not? What if he wins the Euro, this coming Euro, and the next World Cup? Once he win it,
very hypothetical. So.
Maybe just put it maybe. Maybe he wins it. If he wins it, then where you got Ronaldo? If Portugal and Ronaldo wins Euro 2020,
the thing is, I don't care that much about trophies when I rate players. I look more at ability. I look more at ability than trophies.
No, it's his criteria. It's his criteria, which is fair.
No, Messi will always be better than Ronaldo. I don't care what Ronaldo wins. If you have a brain, you have eyes, and you watch football, Messi is the better player. How can anyone who has more than an IQ of more than 50 watch football and conclude that Ronaldo is better? How? Do you watch the game?
Can I ask you something? Okay.
I recall watching the game.
Wait. Easy, because I want to come to everyone first because first we have loads of topics to go through. Infinity, give us your thoughts on what does this milestone mean for Cristiano, and does he go higher in the estimation for GOATs?
It elevates his legacy a little bit, but that's not what he's remembered for. He's remembered for his achievements, his Champions League wins, how clutch he was, and how consistent he's been. Yeah. I think his 100-goal UCL record, that'll be remembered more because it's in big games, most of them, and it just shows how he's a big game player. Yeah. And look at Pele, he scored like 1,000 goals or whatever, but he's not remembered for that. He's remembered for the World Cup wins and what he did in the finals at the age of 17. It's like the goals don't matter too much because people will realize that not all of them are against the big teams. Some of them are against farmers in Serie or Liga or whatever. It's about what you do in the big games and when a team needs you most. And he's proven that. So that's why he's in top 5 greatest of mine. And
All right. Marvelous.
Yeah, let me just start off by saying, undisputed, I agreed with your point, but as you went on, you just fell off the deep end, and I ended up disagreeing. The topic is centered around Cristiano Ronaldo breaking the goal-scoring record. What does this have to do with Lionel Messi? What does this have to do with Gerd Müller? What does this have to do with Pele?
We're comparing him to other traits.
Wait. See, Marvelous. I can understand you saying why bring in Messi, but you have to bring in Gerd Müller because Gerd Müller is considered one of the best goal scorers with regards to goal scoring ratio in the history of the game. So the Gerd Müller thing makes sense.
You can bring in Gerd Müller, but you can't bring in Messi because this isn't a comparison between both of them. Okay, but I think on this bit of defense, I think even if you may be right, I think it's like people will now take this achievement and say, hey, bro, this guy's one of the greats of all time. But then when you not talk about they'll say he's one of the greatest players of all time. But when you not talk about one of the greatest players of all time, you cannot ignore Messi. If we're looking at pure ability, Messi is one of the best players of all time. But
the point that Marv's is saying is that why you so how can you so are you saying you can so someone who's basically scored the most amount of goals, you disregard that in the conversation is the point. And bring up some Marvelous. Bring up dribbling and bring up all these things. So goal scoring, which is part of winning the game, is not important. But how you dribble, how you look, etc., is not. Like I don't get it. It's got to be part of the conversation. Yeah, go on.
Who's the better player, Müller or Maradona? Give me a simple answer.
Undisputed. Listen. my whole point is this.
Thomas
The
Müller.
conversation, this topic is based on Cristiano Ronaldo. And you're just throwing about the names of other great players.
Okay, marvelous. Wait. Tell us your view. For Undisputed has already said his piece. It is what it is. Now, for you, what does this milestone mean? Does this change the needle with regards to Cristiano and all time for this milestone?
For me, it doesn't move the needle because this was a record that, if you paid attention to his goals per seasons and his goals per year, you could have estimated that he would have broken at some point. It just reinforces that he's a great goal scorer, perhaps one of the greatest goal scorers, if not the greatest. But it doesn't move the needle in terms of him being the best player overall. That's it. You know, the point I was trying to make is I don't disagree with Undisputed, but I'm just saying you should be able to celebrate and critique Cristiano Ronaldo's accomplishments in his own right without bringing in Messi. Everything doesn't have to be a fanboy clash or comparison. So congrats to Ronaldo, you know?
Okay, look, it is what it is. Look, as I said again, for me, just to give my quick thoughts on that and so forth, is that I respect the achievements, and I think, as I've said many times, I do say that he is the greatest goal scorer of all time, and I say that he is, I'd even put him as a better goal scorer than Messi, and so forth, just in terms of the volume of goals that he has scored. Now, if we now want to talk about, you know, when did he score goals in important games, that's a different thing. But it's parts of, like, we would not just say the best players in the game, Cristiano isn't top 10. For me, if we want to talk about just pure ability, he's not top 10 or top 20. But in terms of achievements and what you've done and your impact, you've got to put him top 5 and top 6. But for me, and this is even what I said before, and I didn't give a damn about Pele's goal scoring. That meant nothing to me. What puts Pele in the conversation was what he did in 58 and what he did in 1970. But I've always said that I've always put Maradona as greater than Pele, because for me, I just felt that Maradona was just a better player, even in respect to Pele's achievements. So,
HH, sorry, I would just for the people in the chat, I put Cristiano 7th all time. 7th, he's on my list.
So okay, so that's 7th greatest of all time.
Is my internet like, it's okay? Because people can say I have a great internet. It's okay now.
Look, I think it's
people in the chat. Man,
look, mute your mic, my friend. Okay, guys, let's now go to our first order of the day here. We've got to talk about Liverpool, man. Liverpool, man. I'll hold my hands up.
Where's Hassan?
Look, he can't be fun. Mr. Hassan has not been here since like a freaking week now. So look, I'll hold my hands up. And I'm going to keep holding my hand up high. I said Liverpool would win the league, and I'm going to stick by it. I'm not going to change my thing. City now look like odds-on favorites, but I'm not going to change. I will still stick by my thing that Liverpool will win the league, but it's going to be very difficult now. Football is a very funny game. It's a very, very funny game indeed, because you would have never thought that Liverpool's home record would have been lost against Burnley. Because you think, okay, it would be like a Man City or like an Arsenal or Tottenham and so forth. But of all the teams to finally beat them at Anfield, a record that has stood since 2017 is crazy. So there are many different ways for us to come and attack this, because it's like the attack at FSG and putting the blame at FSG because of a lack of transfer activity. His beef here with Sean Dyche and so forth. But what I want to know is, what is the issue? Because I've heard crazy talk of like he needs to be sacked, which I just think is freaking insane and just reactionary and just stupid. But what I want us to do as a panel is let's just try put on our football brains and say what specifically has gone wrong here, because I do think that I can sense Klopp's desperation that he wants to go back to back. That is a key desperation. And I think that, what this shows is why every single season you must always refresh. Because there will always come a point where those top players, it just doesn't click anymore, because that's the beauty about football. Like, there are times when you can do all the right things, put players in all the right positions, but it just doesn't click. It just doesn't go forth. And who would have thought Salah and Mane would drop? Firmino completely finished, man. So my question here is, what do you think is the issue, and is Klopp going about it the right way? Is Klopp right to put the blame at effigy and lack of transfers, or does he need to look inward and maybe do things strategically and tactically to change Liverpool's fortunes? Or is he right? It's just a case of where, hey, where are these transfers? Where are these reinforcements that I wanted in the summer, man? So let me come first to yes, said, man. So you said your view on the Liverpool train being completely off the tracks, and also noticeable Hassan and also Jamal aren't here. Very interesting.
That's the nature of a lot of Liverpool fans.
Jamal showed up after the draw, though. To be fair.
Oh yeah. But anyways, how long has the club been here? It's 5 seasons, right? Yeah, this is his 5th season.
I think so.
That's a long time, guys. That's a long time, especially for modern day for a manager to be at a club for 5 years is a long time. It might just be. I generally believe that. I never seen Klopp as a. I don't like. I think everyone will agree that the days of Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger, where a manager stays for a club for like 10+ years, is pretty much long gone. It might just be that the timing of him being at Liverpool might be expiring. That's just that's just my belief. No, not
already. Yes, don't be reactionary.
No.
This is what I hate, man. So a guy, this is the first time they've gone through a bad run, and you're gonna forget Premier League win, Champions League win, Champions League finalist, Europe. I mean, come on, man.
No, but I'm not saying he should be sacked. Far from it. Like, I mean, but I'm just saying that there's always an end game. There's an eventuality to it. If not this summer, then next summer that'll be 6 years. That's, I mean, like, what are you thinking? 10 years that he's gonna be at Liverpool? So, with the style of play that Jurgen Klopp wants his team to play, for his team to play 5 years of, high press, high energy every game, 100%, it gets to a point where it wears you out. And then as Jurgen Klopp as well, it wears out him as a manager. And here's the thing: if Pep Guardiola could leave his boyhood club in Barcelona, what makes people think that Klopp is not going to leave Liverpool? I mean, the sense that the notion that he's in love with the club, that he's in love with the city, that is for right now. So I think with him, it gets to a point where he just. It just got to a point where it's like nothing is going right in terms of Liverpool. A lot of things is going wrong. He can turn it around. He's a world-class manager. In my opinion, he's the best manager in the world. But I think for Klopp, in the back of his mind, he must be thinking, do I renew the contract? Because I think his contract renewal is up this summer, I believe. So he's thinking about that. Is it worth it? Is there a point? You know what I mean? Because especially also we also got to think about not only the mental health of the players but as the manager as well. A lot is on these managers, especially with COVID and everything. Does he need a sabbatical, a year off from football? So that's what I think is going on right now.
So yes, are you honestly saying this as an objective football fan or as a Man United fan?
I'm saying this as a football fan. I mean, I love Jurgen Klopp. I'm not gonna. There's no two ways about it. I don't care if a lot of United fans gonna cuss at me or whatever. I love Jurgen Klopp. He's a fantastic manager, and I hate that he's succeeding at Liverpool, but I like him as a manager. But for me, that's just my opinion. Being 5 years literally building an irrelevant club from the ashes, that's difficult, man. And that's a lot for someone to do. And I mean, would he love to do back to back? Yes. Can they still do back to back? Yes. Can they still win the Champions League? Yes. But in the back of his mind, and then it's something that he probably doesn't want to admit to himself. But I think that's where a lot of the anger, frustration is coming from. Because for me, this is quite unusual for Klopp. Because he's a passion person, yes, but for him to pick at the reporters and everything.
So basically, you're saying that you're thinking that this could be the end of the road for his tenure at Liverpool?
Yes, I think so. I think this might be a lot. He probably never didn't expect it coming into the season. But then the more days progress, the more he thinks about like, you know what? Yes, man. You know, I might need to step away from football.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Ahmad, do you agree with Yasa said that the intensity, gegenpress, and everything is now coming to a head now?
I don't know, but sacking Klopp would be so reactionary. So reactionary. I don't get that. But I don't know about you guys, but when I watch Liverpool, they look so clueless. They don't have a plan B. And if we are honest, most of Liverpool's players are system players. They are system players, and when the system doesn't work, they get in trouble.
So would you honestly call Sadio Mane a system player?
Not Sadio Mane, but Salah is a system player. Firmino is a system player. If we talk about Firmino,
Trent.
when Salah and Trent also, but when Salah and Mane is a bad run of form, who's scoring the goals? Because Firmino can't score goals. He's missing so many chances. So that will be the first step. Get Firmino out of the team, because when Salah and Mane isn't doing good, Firmino can't take the responsibility. But I just think that Klopp need to maybe change his style a bit, like Pep did this season, and find a new way to break down the lower teams. Because if you also think about it, he hasn't had a struggle against the big teams, because he has crossed Leicester, he crossed Chelsea, he crossed Arsenal, but it's the lower team against Fulham, West Ham, Burnley. He's dropping points. So I would just say that the system doesn't. I think it's been found out. That's my overall analysis. And one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the bad transfer, I don't get it, because I think they had good transfer this summer. Thiago and Jota in a COVID season.
No, but then that's from the outside in. We don't know whether that's fine, but I have these targets. These are my targets here. And okay, maybe you gave me 2 of them, but no, I had 6 targets. I've assessed my squad, and I need these 6 targets for us to still compete. If you give me 2 out of the 6, I'm sorry, that's not enough for me to compete. So we just don't know exactly what he needed, keyword needed, in order to compete for the next season. So,
fair enough.
So okay, before I come to Red Devil, who I know is going to go in on his freaking soliloquy and the freaking essay, let me take some of the super chats, man. So from your boy, I Test Merchants, who says Zad scored and assisted. We're eating good tonight. I Test Merchants, I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not going to fall for that. I ignore. Don't talk to me about Hazard or Zad. I have learned my lesson. Mom's the word. I'm saying nothing. Ash R says, what do you guys think mainly causes Ronaldo to have such a strong level of desire and hunger for winning? What motivates him to work so hard? Does he want to prove his haters wrong, insecurity, or is it just a natural drive? For me, if I was to answer that, I think I think he was watching the documentary, and I think you look at his relationship with his father, losing his father, the kind of person that his father was. I think that's formed a very big part of his desire, and just his drive. And I think also as well, you look at that whole thing with Blatter and how Blatter referred to him as like, wow, he's a very serious guy. I think he's definitely said to himself, you know what, I have these specific targets and I really want to meet the specific targets. So, and also it's a personality thing. He just has a particular personality. And you actually find that a lot of Portuguese have that kind of very particular kind of personality. Mourinho, Figo, so forth. So I just think it's his father, his personality, and I just think that the targets that laid ahead of him is what combines into just have that kind of natural drive. So it's really down to the kind of character that you are. Latin Lozario says, Undisputed sounds like a bitter ex when talking about Cristiano. Stop the cap. You cornball dudes like him just want to devalue his accomplishments out of hate. Martin Rosario, deal with February. Okay, deal with FC Porto, then get back to me. Because Martin Rosario, until your boy gives me a CL, a World Cup or a Euro in the final, he had nothing to me. David
Martin,
says,
how many more Champions Leagues do you want to lose? Finals.
Easy.
I think you're up to 7 now. I think 8, 9.
Easy. easy. So your boy David Kuti says, HH, do you believe in Bundesliga tax? Facts or myth? Myth. I don't believe in that tax. Myth. Red Devil, talk to me about Liverpool and Klopp, and be respectful.
Okay, let's talk facts here. Liverpool has the best goalkeeper in the league.
Please stop.
Best centre back in the world, obviously, not playing. We have the best right back in the world, left back in the
Mute
world.
this guy's mic.
Central midfielder in the world in Thiago. We have the best left.
You know, those weren't my words, is all I'm saying. Those are the best. Those weren't my words. Those were Liverpool fans' words. Those were not my words. So I am surprised.
What a shame.
I am shocked that the best goalkeeper, the best right back, the best left back, the best midfielder, the best forwards, as told by Liverpool fans, struggled, nay, lost to, was it Ashley Barnes? Burnley.
Easy, respect Barnes. Respect Ashley Barnes. Respect him.
Respect Barnes, respect Dyche. And by the way, that picture, I don't know what Klopp is doing, because let's be real. I know Klopp can handle himself, but Sean Dyche would take him.
Yeah, no. Sean Dyche would beat him up.
It would beat him up.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing. You don't mess
with
him.
Sean Dyche, basically, anybody who has lived in England knows that Sean Dyche he's from the streets. He's from this street. So
like he's from the road.
He's
on the streets. And roaders as well. But yeah.
You don't. He's not. No one's going to win it. You know. So, like, okay, I want to be constructive, because like, there's no point in kicking at like a team Liverpool down, like where somehow United won, 6 points clear of Liverpool. So there's no real point in kicking the defeated team down.
Do
So
they deserve it though? Think about it, Red. Do they deserve it?
Do they what? Does deserve to be where they are?
No. Do they deserve to be generous? Do you deserve to show compassion? Man, I don't know.
Red Devil, be nice. Be nice.
I didn't say these things. I stayed right home. And thank you, HH, for saying that Liverpool and Chelsea are still favourites. I need you to keep that narrative going.
I never said anything about Chelsea. I never said anything about Chelsea. Red Devil, be very careful, because I'm coming for Ole. Red Devil, I'm coming for Ole with my jinx. So you be slick
on us hating. So I need the panel. I need the comments. I need you guys to continue hating Manchester United and saying that we're not going to achieve anything, because that feeds Ole's juju. So I don't want to hear any praise by Ole or any of our players on this hangout. I don't want that at all. Okay, keep on hating Ole, please. So thank you for praising Liverpool again. Okay, I'm going to be constructive here. Okay, I've said in several hangouts beforehand, that I know a lot of Liverpool fans like our centre back situation. But I've said several times that I don't think Liverpool's centre back situation has been that bad. I think the issue has always been scoring goals and actually creating the opportunities, clear opportunities to score goals, not possession, not chances, but clear straight opportunities. They clearly missed Diego Jota, who I think is a big miss. And I genuinely believe that this team needs a proper creative midfielder, someone who can lock and a defense.
So that isn't Thiago?
No. Thiago, from what I've seen, is a pre-assist merchant. I don't say that as a criticism. I say it as in like he helps to create the ball in good positions. But what I'm talking about, is Thiago going to make the balls that Pogba and De Bruyne do, score the goals that Pogba and De Bruyne do? I don't think so. At least, and maybe this is his first season, so we'll see in a second season what have you. But from what I've seen of him, he helps to get the ball in positions, but he can't really unlock a defense.
He's like Verratti.
Yeah, he can attack.
He's like Verratti, someone who controls the midfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy, Marco, man. My boy Marco, man.
But I don't think that's what Liverpool need. I think Liverpool needs something different. And if I was a Liverpool fan, because I don't know what the achievements for Liverpool is. It they want to compete for the title still? Is it that they want to get top four? I still hold on to the fact that Chelsea aren't getting top four this season. But to be honest, and if you bring the table up, actually bring the table up, page 8, just if you can in a second. Liverpool's next 6 games are against 4 of the teams in the top 6, sorry. So Everton, City, Leicester, and Manchester City. Sorry, Manchester City, Everton, Leicester, and what's the third one? Tottenham, yeah, 4. And then they have West Ham, who are 7th now, and then they have Brighton. So these are difficult games. So in theory, if they can win those games, maybe get 14 points, they can be back in the title race. But there's a very good chance, especially because they're not scoring goals,
so beautiful,
that they could end up completely not in even touching distance from top 4. So I don't know, because we said several times, they're going to just click, things are going to happen. I don't see where that's coming from this Liverpool team, when they don't have, in my opinion, an actual creative player, midfielder, or someone like a Jota from an attacking point that can give them diverse.
Basically, February is going to be interesting, man.
It's gonna be wild.
February is going to be very interesting. Leipzig.
Before I finish, shout out to Villa, by the way. Shout out to Villa. Shout out to Shaw. Shout out to Villa. 8th place now with 2 more games in hand.
Red
Devil.
We're talking about Liverpool. Please.
It's just.
Right. We'll get to that blue lion.
If they win
in 9, we'll get to the blue lion in 9, my friend. Relax. We'll get to the blue lion, man. Relax. Okay. What's it called? Abdullah, he talked to me. Liverpool.
I think the problem with Liverpool are facing at the moment is I understand what people are saying. I don't discredit Liverpool fans about hyping their players, because they have a world-class manager in Jurgen Klopp, and what Jurgen Klopp has built in that team is phenomenal. I would say what he has built in that team, I don't say that manager can build what Klopp has built. So seeing them hyping their players out, they deserve to be hyped. They deserve all those credit they need to be deserved. But a comedy when you go up, you have to come down sometimes. I can understand that they are in this kind of situation now. They are coming low. I get that. I understand that. But I think Klopp is the right manager to turn this around. He's the perfect manager. Because for me, I keep saying it. He's a world-class manager. Whatever you go, I want to put it. Jurgen Klopp is a world-class manager, and he's been in this.
So I'm lucky again. I don't. If Klopp can turn it around, why can't?
No, don't mention that idiot, man. Don't mention that idiot. Don't. It's not the time for me to mention that.
Continue. I'm sorry. Continue. So
don't mention that idiot.
Just focus on Klopp.
For me, Klopp is a world-class manager, and people may say Guardiola this, and I understand that, but for me, Klopp is the right manager to turn this around, and he's the perfect manager to turn. He's been with this player for how many years now? For like 3, 4, 5 years. He bought this player himself. I think the problem with Klopp is facing is the FSG people. They need to back Klopp more on the player he wants. A manager cannot give you success for many, many years, and you stop backing him. It doesn't work that way. There's a limited time in which you can just kind of. You say what?
Where's the money? They don't have any money.
That's the problem. I don't know what's going on with the FSG stuff and everything. Klopp is a manager in which you need to back. I can understand the system is playing, but you need to back those. And Klopp himself, the loyalty is given to that player needs to stop. Someone like Trent, Firmino, Salah.
Trent is the best fighter in the world. I was told this.
They are far deep down. I think Klopp need to change the variety of the team, like change the system a little bit. If you want to go pragmatic, fine. Just go pragmatic, and when Mane can score goals, Salah can score. It's just like the problem they're having is their switch is off at the moment. It's off. When Liverpool turn on the switch back, the way we kind of bashing Liverpool fans won't bat them anymore, because we know how good they can be.
So basically, you believe that they will turn that switch on this season? That switch will turn back on this season?
Because you have a world-class manager who has done it before.
Well,
you have a world-class manager who has.
No. You see, I'm agreeing with. Wait. I'll come to you. See, for me, with Abdullah, you know what? It's very easy to step on Liverpool right now. It's very easy to attack them. Not everything's going to be great all the time. So for me, I have more faith that it is going to happen. They will switch on, because these things happen where it's just not going right for you. You're not having that spark, and all it takes is just get a win, get a goal, and boom, they can come out alive.
Exactly.
So because we can't ignore the past record of this team and just say, that's it, they're done, because I know what this team can do, and we've seen what this team can do.
Apparently, the current form of other teams around them. That's what people are doing. You can't ignore the current form of teams around Liverpool. That's what people are underestimating.
I understand what you're saying. Yes, I understand what you guys are saying, but you guys cannot discredit what Jurgen Klopp has done for this team. So for them hyping their players, for Liverpool fans hyping their players, they deserve it because what Klopp has built in that team, the identity he has built in, cannot be taken away. So the form they are now, they will get out of it.
You are being too hard on Liverpool here because
you still think they should play.
Wait. Okay, so Ablaye, run through your points so I can go to other guys.
Okay, for me, I think at this moment, it's just like the problem they're facing is their form is deep down. So they will get back once they start scoring goals and get back to they get back to the Liverpool we all know for them to beat. They will be okay. Jurgen Klopp is the guy to take them for. And anything about sacking, guys, this is the best manager Liverpool can have. If you sack Klopp now, which manager you guys want to get? No, at this moment, no available manager. Klopp is the right manager for them. Let them turn it around. He's the man. Just back him. That's it.
All right. What was it called? TZL. Talk to me.
Yo, see, people are being too hard on Liverpool here. We need to remember that Van Dijk is not playing. We need to remember.
Please.
Let him land.
Let me say all my thoughts here.
One man team.
Because you have a team that has been on this prime form for the past 2 to 3 seasons. There will always be dips from time to time. Even look at last season. The difference between last season and this season is because there are games in which Liverpool wouldn't necessarily play that well, but they would still win. They had plenty close games like that last season. This game with Burnley, this last game, trust me, if this was last season, Liverpool win that game easily.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's the truth. It's not as if they're not in like dropping form the way Chelsea is going to the cleaners right now.
Easy, relax.
It's not that bad.
They've got worse form than Chelsea in the last 6 games.
Red Devil.
Whoa.
Are you saying that they've played games in which that they've looked clueless?
No. In the last 5 or 6 games, Liverpool's form is worse. That's a fact.
You are looking at the results.
Yeah, the results.
Games that they looked clueless is the question. Did they look like they had a plan for the games? Did they look like they were just unlucky or they just fell short in those games?
I mean, they look like they were clueless.
But in the Southampton and Newcastle, the chances didn't fall for them. They were not clueless against Southampton or Newcastle. Specifically the Newcastle game. It's just that the ball didn't fall for them.
That was a crazy game.
Exactly, because I think Liverpool has used all their luck last season because there were so many games that I was pissed off. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm a Chelsea fan, right? There were games last season where I saw Liverpool should have lost last season. But they won. So karma just came back at them this season, and it's not just working out the way it should. Even if they don't win the league this season, you can't just rubbish Klopp and his legacy and what Liverpool has achieved. Look at the game when they lost key players and they played with the academy players. They still looked good and they still look decent and they still play for style.
So, okay, so Tizi, before I move to the next, because I'm going to take some chats, do you believe he will turn it around this season? The Liverpool fans should have faith that they will come good again this season? Or do
they
you
will
think
definitely come good. I don't see them winning though, but they will come good.
Okay.
They will make it a close run.
Klopp is a world-class manager. You are discrediting this guy. You are discrediting him.
Man,
He's a
mute your mic.
world-class
Mute your mic. So before I come to Undisputed, man, so you can give his take, let me just hit some of these things. So from Latin Lozario says, Juve may have lost 7 finals. My God, 7 finals. Let me say that again. Juve may have lost 7 finals. Let me say that one more time for Martin Rosario. So Juventus may have lost 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what's it called? Is that Septe finals? But guess what? One of our wins was against Liverpool in the finals. So that makes you Juve's bitch. Martin Rosario, that has to be the dumbest, saddest, most mindless comments I've ever read in my entire life. You should have just stopped when he said you've lost 7 finals. End of this discussion. Move on. Martin Rosario, bro. Fix up. Undisputed, talk to me. Are you worried? Should Klopp be sacked?
No. First of all, Red Devil Studios, please stop bullying me. It's hurting my feelings. Thank you.
No. You see, you have to accept that this is what it is. And also, I think Gatlock set the precedent. This is the receipts merchants place, man. We are receipts merchants here. So be very careful what you say.
Don't worry. At the end of the season, there's a lot of Chelsea clips at the end. Don't you worry. There's a lot in the bag. There's a lot
coming, man. So don't worry, man. You'll feel fine, man.
I hope
exactly.
I'm not coming to the Hangout when you appear those receipts, but because Lord in heaven, because I am
If you don't
fighting
get
what
top
happened
four, if you don't get top four, man.
Look, my friend, on this Peter, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
There's two main problems here. One of them is obviously injuries, and the other is FSG, our owners. First of all,
FSG.
we entered the season with 3 center backs, and 2 of them are known to be injury prone. So we end up playing Fabinho and Henderson there regularly. And Red Devil Studios, you said Thiago's not a creative, so to speak. But the thing is, right now he's playing Fabinho's role. Fabinho has been so important, that spine of Fabinho Henderson, to the way we play. Fabinho is not just a defensive midfielder, but if you look at his passing, he's a playmaker as well. He could have allowed Thiago to move further up the pitch. But we are just compensating so hard right now. Our fullbacks aren't allowed to go as far forward because we have shit centre backs, obviously, because they're not used to playing in that position, and it's ruining our whole game plan. Firmino is so finished. He is right up there with like Hazard and Griezmann level finished. I don't like this narrative that he's always been a system player. He used to be good. Like, he used to genuinely be good. When we got to the first Champions League final, he scored like 27 goals or something like that. It's just absolutely disaster. Also, one more thing. HH, man. You're Juju. You after we beat Tottenham, the league was ours. The league was ours. And I should have known it. And then as soon as this guy starts giving our players nicknames, I should have known it was over. It was over. El Dio, La, it was over. Tara, oh my god.
Mate, you said City were going to win it and then De Bruyne gets injured. What's going on?
Oh my god. We should never allow HH to give one of our players
he stopped talking about Hazard and
one-syllable
Hazard scores.
nickname again. Zard, Oos, you know.
Whoa. Does that mean
career just gone ever since?
No, look, I've learned my lesson these days. Okay, I've learned my lesson, guys. Relax, I've learned my lesson.
Ever since you nicknamed Salah La, he hasn't scored. He can't score anymore. He scored like he couldn't stop scoring at the start of the season. You named him La, and he can't score anymore. You can't even hit the barn door.
So guys, what you say? You say that I can't give guys nicknames anymore. Like that stopped us. Oh man, this is bad. Look, you see, for me, as much as I want to say this is stupid, but when I look at the evidence,
it's staggering.
I mean, it is a bit. It's odd. I'm just saying it's odd. I still don't believe in it because look.
Put it this way, you've been cussing Ollie all season, and look at where we are. You know, I'm just saying that. So just keep on doing it. That's what. No.
You have to mean it. You have to mean it.
You have to mean it. You have to
be serious. By the way, if Jamal, I don't know where he is, but he told me Van Dijk.
No, they're gone. Let me see. Since that Burnley game, you're not seeing Jamal and Hassan here for
Where's Samuel, by the way? Have you guys seen Samuel?
He's here.
Jamal told me essentially that Van Dijk would be fit by February, and I don't know if that's true, and also that Jota is also expected.
He's on the bench.
To be honest,
tomorrow, I think.
I honestly.
Yeah, I heard the news too. Undisputed that it will be fit by February. I also heard the news.
Yeah, I honestly want us to just go for the Champions League. Forget this whole Premier League thing. We're not going to win anything because we're still good in big games, and we tend to be quite good in Champions League. Just go Champions League. Forget Premier League.
All right. What's it called? Let me come to your boy Alex. So Alex, what do you take for this whole Klopp Liverpool fiasco thing?
Yeah, everything has kind of been said. Like, I agree with what Red Devil Studio said, that the defense not really their main concern. It's the attack. Like against Burnley, they had 27 shots. 6 of them was on target, and they still didn't score one of them. So yeah, it's just that Firmino, Origi, even Salah and Mane, they can't score. So that's the main problem there. So if they don't pick up form, I don't see Liverpool even getting top 3. So yeah,
all right, marvelous.
There's no evidence to prove it. There's no evidence to prove that they are gonna pick up form.
All right, marvelous. Talk to me.
Liverpool Europa League.
I agree with everything that's been said so far, but I
bricknets. Say again. You cut off, man. Bricknets. You cut off. Say again.
Okay, you guys can hear me?
Yes. Yep. Talk.
Okay, I agree with everything that has been said so far, but I think we're all missing one. In my opinion, this Liverpool team.
Come on, I think you may need to come out to come back in because you kept on cutting. Get over to come. Let me come to eye test. Eye test, talk to me. Klopp and Liverpool, talk to me.
Yes. So this form of Liverpool is proven to me something that I've been believing in a very long time, and that's that these players are system players. Yeah, because let me explain why. I believe now the Klopp system it's been exposed. Everyone knows the way they create chances is from the fullbacks. The Firmino dropping deep. We all know the Klopp system so far, and I've always believed that a lot of these players in this Liverpool team, then individually they're not great players, because where were these players before Klopp had the hold of them and made them look the world class? Where were these players? Salah was at Rome. He was an okay player.
I just make me emotional, bro. This is beautiful to hear.
Yeah, but I remember once upon a time people were comparing Salah to Eden Hazard.
I test these Liverpool fans are deluded. They think all the players are the best players in the world.
Now let me
beyond deluded. Beyond
Let's land.
Basically, to clarify what I'm trying to say is, now that the Liverpool system has been exposed, it's down to the individuals, yeah, to show their class, yeah. Let these attackers get their team out of trouble, yeah. Let Salah do something individually brilliant to get his team out of trouble. Mane, Firmino, but they can't do that because the system was what made them look good. Now that the system has been found out, they're being exposed. If you had the Eden Hazard in that team instead of a Salah, he would do something individually brilliant to score goals. They haven't scored a goal in 3-4 games now because their attack has been exposed. I think they need to get an Mbappe, someone who's individually brilliant.
Do you mean the white? The white Balotelli?
Sorry, the only player that Liverpool.
Are you talking about the white Balotelli?
Mute your mic.
Eye test. Do you have your eyes attached to your brain?
Easy. Come on,
what the hell are you talking? Okay, never mind. Forget it.
Okay, wait. Marvelous. Talk to me. Is your internet good now?
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Talk to me.
Yeah, because I'm in the World War II bunker. But what I was saying is this.
It's that Como guy.
I agree. I agree with everyone's points, but I also feel that this Liverpool team is suffering from the fatigue of winning. I feel like there isn't any motivation. 3 seasons ago, they had the motivation to want to win the Champions League, and they came agonizingly close in the final where they lost to Real Madrid. So then they came back and they worked their way through that tournament like monsters, starved, hungry beasts, and they made it to the final. And whatever we think about that final, it being boring, they won it. That same season, they were agonizingly close in the Premier League. So they came the next season, put all in that baskets, got their hearts at low, but swept it. And I think this season, these set of they've already climbed the mountain. They've already usurped the challenge. I feel as though maybe Jurgen Klopp may be struggling to motivate them as easily as he once was able to. But being the experienced manager that he is rank and throw them under the bus. What he will say is what he said that it's fault. But I take responsibility. You see,
you're marvelous.
Bricknet.
Yeah, bricknets. I think your thing is still cutting up. Maybe try and just go to something that isn't a bunker to begin with. So before we just shut up on this, so guys, look, man, my thing is that look, respect. I think that it is very, very important to respect what Klopp and his Liverpool side have done, because I think that to beat upon them right now and say, oh guys, they are done, it's finished and so forth, I think that has been very, very disrespectful and very disingenuous. Now I can so obviously, but I just think that let's just see how this plays out. This is bad. They're in a very bad place right now, but a guy who did what he did at Dortmund, a guy who has done what he has done at Liverpool, he deserves our time. Certain managers don't deserve time. Well, and we'll get there. Centre back just don't deserve any time. but for Klopp, he's earned the right for us to give him time because we have seen what he's been able to do specifically with this team. We've seen what he's been able to do as a manager. It doesn't look good right now. These guys are completely out of form, but it's now, this is the key thing for Klopp because it's a challenge for him right now. Are you going to continue to bitch and moan, point fingers and blame? Or are you going to be like, all right, it is what it is. I'm not going to invoke my inner Antonio Conte. I'm going to go back into that training ground, go to my tactics board and try and just eke out and find a way as a manager to manage this situation and get wins. But it's bad right now, but we need to give Klopp and this team some respect and give them time. If by January, February, these guys are struggling to make top 4, then we can revisit this and say, oh, snap. So, I want to talk about...
Yes. Can I just say something quickly?
Yeah, quickly.
I just talked about Mbappe going to Liverpool, maybe.
Please don't.
Yesterday, Mbappe said, I'm currently considering extending my PSG contract.
He's signing that contract.
He's going to retire.
If I do so, it will be in Paris for a long time.
Yes,
so he's staying. Stop talking about Mbappe now. He's staying in Paris to win Champions
League. In
PSG. Let's move on very swiftly.
Super chat, HH. Don't forget.
No. I'll get it. Guys, I'll get you super chat. I'll get it. So I want to talk about Zizou, and after I get awarded from Mr. Alex, then I'll then take your super chats, guys. Don't worry. So I want to talk about Mr. Zizou.
Oh God.
This is weird because if we had done this like Friday night, it would have been a very different conversation because we'd have to talk about Alcoyano. Shouts to Alcoyano.
Yeah, shout out Alcoyano, man.
No, respect
Alcoyano.
Let me land. Shout out to Alcoyano, okay? Because I've seen these guys yesterday, but so full. I think because I think this guy's hopes to him is like in his back alley over here and everything.
How about the goalkeeper's 42 years old?
Respect.
Still younger than Buffon,
man. Yeah, that's true.
He's
actually.
literally younger than Buffon.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, but the key thing is this: is that when that happened, and I wasn't on this train, and this just shows you people's disrespect. Yes, you lost to Alcoyano. Yes, it's a very embarrassing loss. I heard Zidane needs to be sacked. He needs to be taken away. And I say, whoa, wait a minute. First off, let's keep it real. No one gives a crap about a Copa del Rey. Okay, let's just keep it real. Nobody gives a damn about freaking Copa del Rey. Copa del Rey, FA Cup, DFB Pokal, all the kind of stuff. See, now, unless it's part of a treble, cool. In and of itself, who gives a damn? It's the only use of your domestic trophy is as an addition for your treble package. That is its only use. But people were calling for him to be sacked and so forth. I said, no, isn't this the same guy that won three sales in a row? How do you... But then we've now seen this game, Deportivo, and they said what's up, and then they reacted. So I want to come first to Alex. So Alex, your thoughts on the reactions that you saw pertaining to Zidane after Alcoyano, and now looking at obviously the great response and the much needed response against Deportivo. Do you think people were out of whack in how they were calling for Zidane's head after the Alcoyano loss, and do you still fully believe that Zidane is the man to push this team forward for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
I just think that a lot of people are just tired of the way he plays his football because he doesn't change it up. He always plays the same formation and with the same crossing type football. And not today, when was it? On Friday, I think, or no, on Thursday, on Wednesday, we played against Alcoyano, and then he used the same way of playing that he uses when he has Benzema, when he has everyone. When he used when this time he used Mariano and he used Lucas Vasquez and who else were playing? Yeah, and Hazard even started. And the way he played was like the way he played. It doesn't fit for those type of players because none of the first team players were playing, and he played like he has them, but he didn't have them. So. And the reaction after the match, he said like there was no shame in losing to Alcoyano, and that was what made me mad because there's a third division team and losing to them was really like, yeah.
So what do you think? So what do you think he should have said? Because an argument could be like he's trying to protect the players.
And he was laughing after the game after they scored. He was laughing and was like he didn't take it seriously. So people were very mad at him for that.
Okay, can I explain? Okay, let me explain on that. you're talking to a horseman. You're talking to a horseman here.
Doesn't matter.
And-
Though. He's not a horse. Okay, go.
No, I'm talking about Zidane is a horseman.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that if he's laughing, look, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. The guy, look, man, you have to see a horseman. You can afford some, passages here and there because he's a freaking horseman, man. So where do you stand on the whole Zidane thing? Yes, the win was here, but big picture, larger picture, future thing. Do you still back Zidane based on what he's done for the club, or are you wary in the fact that he's very entrenched in his whole 4-3-3? Isn't malleable, isn't adaptable, and doesn't want to really pretty much maybe bring back Kubo, integrate Odegaard, and so forth?
I don't back Zidane. I was here a couple months ago on the Hangout, and I told you that I wanted him sacked then, and I still want him sacked because the way he plays the same formation every single week for the last 4 years. Like the same formation we want the three-peat with, he's still playing with that. He doesn't. Like now that we have Hazard and we have, we don't have like a goal scorer, a winger goal scorer. We just have a Hazard like a creative one. We should play like with maybe one extra midfielder or Hazard as a number 10 role or something. But he still plays with the 4-3-3, and Hazard doesn't work like that on the left. And the thing is,
okay, so because remember this is what I've said though. So you're saying that because I've always said that 4-2-3-1, you put Hazard in as a number 10. Or you try maybe a 4-4-2 where it's not a flat 4-4-2, but so 4-4-1-1 Hazard behind Benzema. So are you saying that 4-3-1, 4-4-1-1, or what do you think would be the best that Real Madrid need to change to?
I'm not sure, but I know that 4-3-3 is not the main formation that we should be using now because it doesn't seem to work. It works sometimes, but that's because Benzema keeps bailing us out. And yeah.
Okay. Yes, he said, talk to me, man. Zidane and all the hate towards my horseman.
Well, I mean, if only Zidane was managing in England and he was English. I mean, let's be honest, guys. Like the guy. If there's any manager that people need to chill out and have more respect for, is Zidane. Zidane never gets respected. The guy came into Real Madrid, won 3 in a row. Champions League in a row, won a La Liga as well, stepped down, all the chaos and everything. There was 2 managers that came in, Lopetegui and then who's the other guy? Solari. Apparently, quote unquote, experienced managers couldn't do anything with that Real Madrid squad. He comes in, and in a matter of time, next thing you know, they won another league. Give the guy some break, like. I mean, does he always have to, like, it gets to a point where he's winning a trophy every season, like a major trophy every season. So for me, I won't even speak to Zidane. Like, whatever, he got knocked out in Copa del Rey. It is what it is. Real Madrid historically are never even good in the Copa del Rey. When's the last time they won one? So it's, for me, put much respect to Zidane. He if there's any manager that needs to have people in media protected, is Zidane, because he's actually he's a in terms of management, he's a diamond. He's priceless. That's just my opinion. He's a one of a kind.
All right,
all right, guys. I'm gonna head out. By the way, see ya.
Peace.
Take care.
So guys, there's one spot available. If you want to join in, click the link into the. Sorry, Ahmad. Before I go to you, let me just hit this super chats before I forget. So from Adash3, who says, since HH praised Liverpool, El Dio is looking more like Adios Mio. Salah looking pretty predictable. These two got to step up despite injuries. Okay, guys, if you give me 3 billion in cash, I will stop saying these things. So remember, that's 3 billion in cash. 3 billion either in Bitcoin or in gold. Give me 3 billion in Bitcoin or gold, and I'll stop saying this stuff. And from Sean Walsh, who says, as stated before, eye test needs an IQ test. Jesus Christ. God damn. I mean, we don't need to be that deep, man. Ahmad, talk to me. Zizou, why the disrespect?
I think he should be sacked.
Whoa!
I think he's a cheerleader as a manager, and he was carried by Ronaldo. That's my opinion.
Ahmad, don't
Come on, HH. He got carried by Ronaldo, and he
What do
got
you mean?
a lot of luck in the
Are we
Champions.
doing this? Are we really doing this,
Scoring
Ahmad?
offside goals.
Are we doing this? No, because Ahmad, do
Getting
you know where
lucky
this comes from?
penalties.
This comes from a PSG bias. Are you really not going to give Zizou those 3 CLs? No.
I don't see him as a great manager.
Wait, see. Let me ask you this: how do you fluke your way to 3 CLs in a row? How is that possible? It doesn't make any logical sense.
They got offside goals against Bayern Munich. They got a lucky penalty against
No, but Ahmad, you can't have those many fortuitous circumstances that leads to 3 Champions in a row. 1, okay. 2, maybe. 3 in a row, bro. Come on, bro.
He got carried by Ronaldo, but I'm not saying that he didn't deserve the Champions League. I'm just saying I don't think he's a great manager, because I think he had a lot of good bunch of players that just needed a bit of guidance, and he got a bit of luck in the Champions League as well. So I don't see him as a great manager. And I don't know. And after Ronaldo left, Barca won the league, right?
Yes.
Yes, and then last year they won the league, where they struggled in the beginning, and Barca is having one of their worst periods in their history. So I'm not hyping that up. I think he should get sacked. He's a cheerleader.
The disrespect, man. Red Devil, talk to me, man.
First off, respect to Alcoyano, man. I mean, I'm looking at some of the. I was like, oh, let me research into the Spanish this tier 3 division, who were they playing against and stuff. And I was like, man, so Orihuela, La Nucia, Alzaneta.
Look, man. There's look, Red Devil. There's a team in Division 1 called Lugo. There's a team called Lugo in Division 1. They're doing really badly, but my prayer is if Lugo can get promoted, man, that is my comedy for the year. So I'm praying that Lugo, I am rooting for you, man, Lugo.
I didn't even know. Apparently, even Ibiza. I didn't know even Ibiza had a team, but apparently they're top in this group that Alcoyano are. So respect. I mean, Ibiza has a football team. Who knew? So fair enough. So and they're ahead of Alcoyano. So Ibiza better than Madrid. Who knows? But respect Alcoyano, man. No, I mean, come on, you can't disrespect Zinedine Zidane, what he's achieved at Real Madrid. And the thing is, it's not easy to just sort of say, just sack a manager. Much like what we're going to talk about later, you have to have an adequate replacement to come in that's going to be able to manage these players, to bring from. And I think when I look at Madrid, I think one of the big issues that I've seen is that there seems to be, I think they seem to bank on a lot of youth and talent coming through. And I don't think that the youth and talent that's come through has really risen to the occasion, with the exception maybe like a Valverde. So as a result, Zidane is starting to rely on Benzema, on Sergio Ramos, on Casemiro, on Modric, on the old guard, when there really needs to be an injection of youth, whether that's for the academy or good scouting, and maybe one or 2 world-class signings like a Pogba or whatever. He's not really getting that. Maybe Hazard was supposed to be that, but you never know. He's Zard, isn't he? He's Zard.
Relax.
He scored against Alaves, man. So you never know. He might turn up. So fun fact though, who are they playing? Is it Atalanta that Real Madrid are playing?
Yes. Okay,
so that should be interesting. Shout out to Ilicic, by the way. The point I'm trying to make is that it's. The project, I don't know whether the project is working, because it's clear to me that whether it's a combination of what's his name, Perez isn't actually prepared to spend big and sign potential players to come in to help Zidane, or whether there's an issue in their recruitment in terms of their scouting or their academy, where the expectation on likes of Vinicius Jr., on Asensio, on what's the other guy, Vasquez, etc., hasn't lived up to the hype, and they're struggling as a result. So they're in a difficult situation here, in a better situation than Barcelona, let's be frank, but a difficult situation. But you can't sack him, because who comes in? I don't know who else comes in here.
Okay. What's it called? Undisputed.
First of all, for the people who are saying that Zidane was carried by Ronaldo, Ronaldo with Zidane, 3 Champions Leagues in 3 years. Ronaldo without Zidane, 2 Champions Leagues in 15 years. So make of that what you will. Dang it.
But look at Real Madrid's team.
Ahmad, no. Ahmad, once you
Look at their luck.
Ahmad, once you get sniped, you've got to just chill. Once you get sniped, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. Undisputed. Put away your sniper rifle and continue.
Zidane is obviously a very good manager. 3 Champions Leagues in a row, 2 La Ligas. He's won so many trophies in a very short time space. And unless Ronaldo does something with Juventus in the Champions League, Ronaldo fans can't shit on him and pretend that he's been carried. But with that said, there's a problem here. The problem is that Zidane, although he's a very good manager, he's not good at incorporating youth. That's the one weakness. And Real Madrid's spine is getting older, and he keeps relying on Modric, Kroos, Casemiro, Benzema, Ramos, etc. Even Varane is getting 30. He even still sometimes benches Mendy for Marcelo. And that's this is becoming a real problem here. And maybe, even though I do rate Zidane highly as a manager, he's not right for this project that Madrid is in. I think someone who is good with youth, like a Klopp, ironically, who can build young players up and improve them, would be better for Madrid right now. Whereas Zidane should go somewhere where they have older, more experienced players and get the most out of them. You know what's ironic? I think it would be better for both Liverpool and Real Madrid if they switched managers right now, given their situation.
Well, sorry, Undisputed. I actually think what's going to happen is that Pochettino would go to Madrid and Zidane would go to PSG once all is said and done. That switch. Wouldn't that work?
I would never want him at PSG. Never.
Really?
We have a better manager.
As a French
manager, he's better.
I'm
not French. I don't care.
I don't know, but I mean, the whole reunion thing as Zidane and PSG and all that, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Pochettino was a former captain, so it makes more sense.
For 2 minutes.
You're biased. You're biased.
Yeah, because of what he did to Lucas Moura, man. Pochettino, undisputed.
Yeah, like a team with older players, like a team like even Bayern would be quite good because they have their first 11 down, and they just need someone who can motivate them to keep winning, like maybe a second Champions League in a row. That would be perfect for Zidane. But this project that Real Madrid are in right now, it's not the right place for someone like him, or even Allegri. I don't really know who PSG can get. I don't really know who Real Madrid can get right now.
Can I just ask what happened to Abdullahi? Is his screen frozen? What's going on?
Abdullahi, are you frozen?
You there?
No, it's a little bit cold here, so that's why I put on my. It's cold a little bit.
So you're still alive or not? Because you're stuck.
Yes.
No, it's cold, but I have to put on my coat because it's cold.
You're not moving, Abdullahi. So that's you're not moving.
You're not moving.
No, I'm not moving.
You're not.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to move over to TZL.
Let me talk. I'm talking now.
Okay, Abdullah, talk. Is it that?
I'm back now. I'm back.
Talk.
Oh man.
I think the problem Madrid are facing is sometimes like it's like what Liverpool are facing now. The spine of 2016, 17, 18, 19 is over. I think new spine needs to be brought in. This is the problem with Madrid. Florentino Perez is the problem, not even the manager entirely. Because what is the ambition of Perez entirely in that team? Do you want to back Zidane and get him the player he wants, or you want to leave everything to him to fix it? Because Zidane is not used to bringing new players in and new players out. What Zidane is good at is world-class player. It will make them look very, very good. But kind of implementing youth like Vinicius Junior, Zidane is not used to that. That's the problem Zidane is facing at the moment. We need to understand Madrid's ambition this year. Do they want to win the La Liga or the Champions League? But how far can they go? Because that's the problem. Because you have to have an ambition as a club. What is the entire ambition in that club entirely? If the ambition is just like, okay, let's finish top 4. Fair enough. Finish top 4. If the ambition is let's go for the La Liga, go for the La Liga. If the ambition is Champions League, let's know the ambition entirely. Because if Perez doesn't back Zidane, so if Perez doesn't back Zidane, I think the same problem is gonna happen next year, the following year. So that's the problem at the moment. Yeah, for me, I rate Zidane highly, but the problem is, I think I wouldn't say they sacked Zidane. I think they need another manager because Madrid are bringing youth players in. So they need a manager who's very
So
good at
would you
these
sack
players.
Zidane now? Right now, would you sack Zidane?
It's harsh to sack Zidane. It's very harsh. I think he's a legend. So it's harsh to sack a legend in the club. And what we have done for Real Madrid winning the Champions League, I don't think any other club can do it apart from what Zidane has done. So it's harsh to sack him. I wouldn't say maybe he could do this. The first thing he did, like walking away the first time, could do the same thing like walking away the second time. But it's gonna be harsh to sack him at the moment. Maybe someone like Nagelsmann, who is very good at working with youth players, would help. But at this moment, if they want to work with youth player, I don't think Zidane is the right manager to work with youth player they have. He's very good at working with world-class player for me.
All right, okay. Tizzy, talk to me. Zidane, Real Madrid.
The biggest problem with Zidane, I'm not his biggest fan because I feel he's a bit rigid, is certain managers kind of have a formula that they've used and has proven to be effective for them. And it's very difficult for those kind of managers to change it up. Look at what has happened with Hazard. I don't believe that Hazard is the same player that
Zard.
Red Devil, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth right
on
now.
How he's being utilized and how he's being restricted, and then he's been played this way till he lost his confidence, till he lost his form, and it looks like someone completely different. Look at Jovic. That guy was banging goals left, right, and center, and for some reason we haven't seen him since he got to Real Madrid. The 3 CLs that Zidane won, yes, we have to give him credit for that, but how much of that credit goes to the fact that Real Madrid at that point in time were a machine that was well-oiled? They had a proven goal scorer in Ronaldo, and their midfield core were at their peak at that point in time. He has failed to refresh that team. And
no, on that point. So you're saying that any manager could have won 3 CLs with that team?
No, I'm not saying that any manager could have won CL. I don't like speaking in extremes because a lot of football fans and pundits like to do that. You have to give credit to who credit is due. Ronaldo hasn't won the CL since he's left either, so it could be both of them contributed to winning those CLs. That is not mutually exclusive. He hasn't been able to refresh the team, and ultimately that will lead to their decline right now, which is what is happening. The key thing for me is another difficulty for Real Madrid as a organization is he can't really fire Zidane. He can't be fired. He can only leave. There's no way you fire a guy that gives you 3 CLs back to back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not possible. It doesn't matter what happens in the next 2 seasons. Zidane will leave on his own terms. They can't fire him.
Okay. Eye test. Eye test. All right. I'm Ham. Talk to me. Real Madrid, Zidane.
Yo.
Liverpool.
Yo.
I am Lamb. Where are you, man? Come on.
I'm Ham. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Eye test. I'm going to hear you. Eye test. Talk to me. Eye test.
Yeah, so basically what I was going to say is I agree with Ahmed. I think Zidane, I don't think he's a great manager. Tactically, he ain't very great. What he's good at is massaging egos. Yeah, when he won the 3 in a row, he literally had the best players in the world in every single position. Modric, he was the best midfielder in the world. Casemiro's the best.
So I ask you, pause. Same thing I said to Homeboy. So you're saying that any manager could have won 3 CLs because everybody was at their peak. Is that what you're saying?
No, we have to give credit to Zidane. But okay. I'm not saying. What I'm trying to say is not because he's great tactically. It's because he had the respect of the players. You see how he used to drop Cristiano Ronaldo for small La Liga games? No other manager would be able to do that because Ronaldo would be like, "Are you crazy? I need to play every game." But Zidane, because he had the respect, because of what he did when he was playing, he got the respect of a Cristiano. So he was able to tell Cristiano, rest for this game. I'm gonna save you for the big games. So that's what I believe Zidane is. But as a manager, tactically, he's not like a Klopp or a Pep. So now his players aren't as good. A lot of these players are aging. A lot of the players in the attack aren't as good as Cristiano or Bale when he was sick. Yeah. So now is down to his tactics. Let's see what he could do with lower quality players. Can he create a system for them to win? But he can't. So I think they either what Real Madrid need to do is buy him the right players, buy him Haaland, buy him Mbappe. Yeah. So he could win with them because he's good at working with big players. Or buy a system manager, buy an Allegri, or get a Nagelsmann.
But would a Nagelsmann or Allegri be as successful as Zidane?
I think they would do
and win
better.
what Zidane has won with Real Madrid in this short space of time.
I think it depends. If you're gonna get Mbappe's, Haaland's, Pogba's, yeah, Zidane would do better with these players because these players are gonna respect Zinedine Zidane, yeah. But Pogba and Mbappe and them, look, they're not gonna respect a Nagelsmann. He's like 32 years old. They're not gonna respect him. So Nagelsmann wouldn't do as good as Zidane with these players. But with lesser quality players like Vasquez, say on Real Madrid aren't gonna buy big. Yeah, Nagelsmann would do better with these players because then it comes down to tactics and systems. And Nagelsmann's better than Zidane when it comes to that. So it depends on what Real Madrid's plan is. If they want to buy big, keep Zidane. If they don't, get a system manager.
Okay. Marvelous. Talk to me, man. Zidane and Real Madrid.
Does my mic sound clear? Does everything sound good?
Just keep talking and we'll tell you when it breaks up.
Okay, before I just want everyone to look at Abdullah's camera.
I think he's stuck. He's frozen.
Okay. With Real Madrid, the dilemma.
Just keep talking. The
dilemma.
Just keep talking.
The dilemma with Real Madrid is that they're in a position where I think they're can sack Zinedine Zidane after what he has done for them, but I also do think they need a better manager. I think Zinedine Zidane thrives because of the respect that players award him. So even if he is tactically nuanced or he doesn't draw up the best formations that caters to the players that he has, players still, for lack of a better
bricknets, man. Bricknet. All right, Jamaican kid, talk to me.
How is it now?
Bricknets. Jamaican kid, maybe do you have to get back in a better era because you keep cutting off? So Jamaican kid, Real Madrid, Zidane. Do you think that Zidane should be sacked? Do you think Zidane is still the right man to take Real Madrid forward? And I can still hear dogs barking, but continue.
Man, you're gonna leave my dogs, man.
All right, go talk to me.
Zizou now. In 2021, Zizou is still starting a midfield trio of Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric. In 2021. As far as I see it, Zidane doesn't trust these young players. Look at Jovic. Jovic was one of the most promising strikers in the world, coming from Eintracht Frankfurt. And even when you look at it, I don't know who they'll buy Vinicius, but that guy needs a scholarship or a class or something. Zidane, actually, correct me on it. Zidane remind me of a young Mourinho, working with all the players at first. You remind me of a young Mourinho, and that's why I have always said that man managing will carry you so far, but if you don't have that little finesse, that little with that can carry a group and have a little cohesiveness, it's not going to work. And when he came back to Real Madrid, I said that he was trying to to prove people wrong, because the narrative was that he couldn't win without Ronaldo, couldn't win without having Modric and those guys.
So what did he want to prove? That he could win the Champions League without Cristiano Ronaldo, or win a trophy without Cristiano?
He won La Liga without Cristiano.
Okay.
Part of which Barcelona break up that. But either way, that he was trying to feed his ego. Because Zidane is your idol, and you can see that Zidane is a very egocentric person. Have a big part of narcissism with him. And part of the issue is that Perez isn't changing old guard. You can't have Ramos in 2020. There are even reports that Varane wants to leave. So there has to be some change of the guard. And I believe that the same thing that is happening to Barcelona is going to happen to Real Madrid next season if they don't change up the guard, bring in youth, and try to at least go again and rebuild and go again. We have seen this over and over with managers. Even with Allegri, he had to leave Juve because he bought he had young players and everything. He bought that team to 2 Champions Leagues, couple Serie, and he couldn't carry that team even further. So it is always a pattern with managers, especially managers which are profound man managers. So I think that's where, and he's not a tactician to say, all right, he goes. So
basically, so do you think that Real Madrid should stick with Zidane going forward? Yes or no?
Well, he has a contract. He would have to leave on his own, and I don't think would stop it.
But if it was you, would you say stick with Zidane based on what he's done with us, or would you bring in a manager who can work better with the youth to integrate Kubo, Odegaard, and so forth?
How much type of that managers are out there at this very moment?
They're there.
Poch is gone.
Nagelsmann could be available in the summer.
We don't know his situation as yet.
Okay.
Do you guys know that River Plate manager who keeps getting linked to everyone?
Oh, Garado, yeah. Garado, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So let's let's just move now. I want to move on because we've still got a few more topics to roll through. So I want to talk to Pogba now. Pogba. So let me get this straight. Labille. They said he was. So I had Jogba.
I fixed it.
had. Okay, thank you, Mark.
HH, I don't want any praise coming from that mouth, please. Please, I beg you, dial it. Don't mean it, whatever. I do not want you.
All right.
I need him to be good.
Look,
So
Red Devil,
please
first of
dial
all,
it,
I
please,
think that's harsh,
please.
but because I'm a Pogba fan and so forth, I will I will dial it down because I'm a Pogba and I want him to succeed.
Cool. Okay.
So
fine.
they called him Jogba, they called him the GOAT and so forth. No, they called him Jogba, they called him trash, they called him useless, they said De Bruyne was better, they said he was a waste of money. And he's turned everything around. He's come clutch, scoring amazingly, winning goals and so forth. And I do feel that it is time that people give this man his respect. So that's all I'm going to say. Because I don't want to go into too much detail in case my jinx works against him. So let me come first to Red Devil. So Red Devil, what do you take of the people who were very critical of Pogba, bringing him down, calling him useless? And what do you think this now says in terms of how clutch he's been? Or are we perhaps, let's be objective, are we maybe overrating or overreacting with how clutch and how big time he's been? Because people can say, oh, Fulham, who cares?
First and foremost, thank you, HH, for just spare Pogba is what I'm saying. And there's only so much Ollie Juju can protect sometimes, So you've got to just gotta bear that in mind. I'll still be watching anyway. Anyway, I think the big thing I think that has proven is that a lot of people were saying that you can't play. I think you might have said this, but we'll see. Like Pogba and Bruno Fernandes can't play together in the same team. Okay, and I've said several times that that's not true because the fact of the matter is that midfield of Matic, Pogba, Bruno is what got us top 4, third place in the league last season when Bruno came in the first place. We're seeing a situation now where Pogba is now in the team. There's clearly been Pogba's clearly said that he wants to leave the club.
His agent, etc. That's confirmed. That's a fact. But you have to credit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in terms of his man management, where unlike, for example, how Arsenal Arteta dealt with like an Özil, for example, where other players have done, he's been managing Pogba like, right, dude, okay, maybe you can go in the season possibly, but at least let's get the best out of you now. I'm going to give you games. And so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has trusted Paul Pogba. He's incorporated him. He values his contribution, even if that means that Pogba sometimes plays on the left, on the right, like he did against Liverpool, which didn't really work. But he wants to try and get him into this team. And Pogba has responded to that because Pogba, and I will always say this, like, is a professional. Fundamentally, a professional. He wants to win games, and you can't.
So what do you think has been the key difference? Has it been a Pogba thing or more of an Ole tactical thing that has actually finally made him click and become clutch?
I think it's something to the bottom. At the end of the day, like at the end of the day, the thing with Pogba is that Pogba, he's a World Cup winner. He wants to win trophies. He has ambition, and fundamentally, for so many years, Manchester United didn't have that. You have a board with people who don't care. He was promised that there was he'd assemble a title-winning, Champions League competing type of squad. You didn't get that. So, as a footballer, you have a limited career. So you want to go and achieve things, and he thought he wasn't going to be achieving at Manchester United. Now we have a mentality, an atmosphere right now where Manchester United look like they're in a good place. They've got quality players around them, players that have a good mentality, whether that's Cavani, whether that's Bruno Fernandes, etc. That can really contribute and help. And so in a good place. And when you're winning games, because I think, when was the last time we lost a game in the league?
Look, this is a Pogba convo, man. I don't know anything about Man United.
I'm just saying it's part of the experience, part of the mentality. When you're losing games like a week ago, like certain Chelsea, Liverpool's, that can affect your mentality. Whereas that winning mentality is there, and I think that feeds on Pogba, and Pogba steps up and it's not just the goal against Fulham that he scored. He scored a great goal against West Ham to equalise it, because I think West Ham bossed us in the first half. He scored that brilliant goal that equalised and ended up to win the game. He also scored that goal against I think Burnley, as well, which was also a volley. So he's come up clutch. And the thing is that like people often, you win titles, you win championship when you are in difficult situations. And yes, okay, he hasn't scored a volley against City this season, for example. But what the difference that he's made is that now that Bruno Fernandes has kind of he's not really had a good month, in my opinion. He's not been great. Pogba's kind of stepped up, and in difficult games and difficult opportunities, he's been able to get the goal to take this Manchester United team over the line. This is something where I'll almost finish it. This is somewhere where, like, again, a team like Liverpool, for example, are missing, where they've got the quality players, but do they have that player who can really
difference maker,
that pass, that difference maker who can score the goal? They don't have that, and Paul Pogba is that, and he should be respected. Simple as that.
So, Ahmad, do people need to give Pogba more respect?
I like Pogba very much as a player. I would love him at PSG. And I think he was underrated. However, he is getting overrated now, because what I'm seeing on social media is that he's the best midfielder in the world. There are players like Marco Verratti, Thiago Alcantara. These are better than Pogba. But I think that this respect he got before this good run of form wasn't deserved, because he's a good footballer with a lot of abilities. He just needs to be put in the right environment, if you know what I mean. So, but he's getting a bit overrated now, and I'm not liking it. Getting compared to players like Verratti, Thiago.
How good is Verratti really? I mean,
easy. Okay, where would you rank Pogba now? If you were to rank Pogba in the world, where would you rank him? Where does he rank?
Top 10 midfielders.
Yeah,
top 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I still think De Jong is better. Still think Modric is better.
De Jong.
Come on, man. De Jong has been class this season.
De Jong.
Relax.
No. Okay.
Wait.
De Jong.
Frankie.
Really?
Frankie.
He has been class this season.
Frankie.
De Jong.
He has been consistent. That's something Pogba has lacked. Maybe on ability-wise, Pogba is a bit better. But overall, I think De Jong is a clear of Pogba. Come on.
No, that's you're wild. TZL, talk to me. Frankie, the heck? TZL, talk to me. Pogba, TZL.
I'm here. 1 second.
Yeah.
Well, Pogba is finally coming good, but I'm not down with any hype right now. Pogba has always been a player that had promise, and he has always fallen short of expectations year in, year out. I can't think of a whole full season that Pogba has been consistent. So he's on a good form right now. It reminds me kind of like Willian. When Willian wants to have a contract renewed, that's when you see the best.
Don't compare those two players.
That's when you see the best of Willian.
Don't compare those two players ever
when
again.
there's contract renewal on the table, that's when you see the best of Willian. So this might just be Pogba looking to get a big deal since he knows he's going out of United. Anyway, the truth of the matter is Pogba has underperformed. Let's be real. The way we spoke about Pogba 2-3 seasons ago, we were expecting him to be in the same conversation with saying their heirs to Ronaldo or Messi, but that's never happened. Maybe because of United has been a shit team for the past 3 seasons or 4 seasons. We don't know.
Yeah,
it might be partly because of that. Maybe he lacks motivation because he doesn't like what's happening around him. That might be true as well. But he's a good player. Let's give him his due.
Where do you rank him, man? Where do you rank him now? Where do you rank him?
I don't rank him in top 10 of anything. He's just a good player. Why am I ranking him as top? What has he done?
These Chelsea fans say Kai Havertz was better than Pogba.
He got benched against.
Kai Havertz is not better than Pogba. I told you, I'm a realistic guy. I'm not going to be giving you extremes.
Yo, bro.
He got benched against McTominay.
You're calling Labil just a good player.
No, okay, so let me rephrase. I won't say just a good player. He's one of the most talented players on the planet. But based on output, he's giving up output in sports and here and there. He's never been consistent. So I don't rate him in top 10 of anything.
Are you calling me
consistent to be top 10?
Wait. I'm at what? What do you want?
Are you calling it top 5 when he got benched in front of McTominay?
That was no. That was just one side.
Come on now.
Labil is top 5. Everyone knows that his top 5 midfielders.
Based on potential.
Based on technique. Based on technique, he's top 5.
Based on technique, based on potential, he can enter the top. Based on output, no, he's not in top 10 of anything.
Look, man,
in
don't
that
talk to me
case,
about output.
Redway was top 5 in a week.
I says, talk to me. I says, defend your boy. I says, defend your boy.
Listen, this is ridiculous. I just heard the last guy say he ain't in top 10 of anything. Listen, yeah, Pogba's top 5 of all time. He's top 5 of all time.
Okay.
Don't tell me he's not top 10, yeah?
Oh my God.
And another thing.
Whoa. All time.
all time. But anyway, I want to address the comment that the last guy said. This guy said Pogba's only just turned up. That's a big myth. That's a big myth. First season, Pogba booed the first season. People forget. If it wasn't for Zlatan, who in my opinion, I have an unpopular opinion about him, I think he was a bad signing for United. But if just watch on YouTube, right on YouTube, Pogba 2017 passes. Yeah, you'd think that video is a compilation of Zlatan misses. This the amount of times this guy's
disrespect.
Get it.
Zlatan, Pogba easily. Listen, Pogba could have easily got 30, 40 assists in his first season, but Zlatan missed so many sitters in that season. Second season, okay, he wasn't great. Third season, this guy, if you look at the statistics as well, he had the most goals, the most assists. Even defensively, you could see most tackles, most interceptions for our team. So, for people to say he's only turning up now is a big myth. And something that people also forget is that he's still not playing in his right position. Paul Pogba should be playing the free role that Bruno Fernandes is playing now. You see how everyone's raving about Bruno and what he's doing? Bro, Pogba, if you give him that free role Bruno has, he'd do 10 times better than Bruno is doing now. For me, I have an unpopular opinion on Bruno as well.
United fan would want
he's a good player. He's a good player, but he's a little bit overrated. This guy spams passes. His passing accuracy is in a low 70s. That's why because every time he has the ball, he looks for the assist. He doesn't have the finesse of a normal number 10 like a David Silva or Santi Cazorla or Kelme. He doesn't have that. But that's a topic for another day.
Okay.
But basically, what I'm trying to say is, Bruno Pogba, you need to play him in that free role, and you'll see even better. And he's
all right.
Still has
All right. Okay. All right. You're breaking up. You're breaking nets. Undisputed. Talk to me about Pogba, man. Do we need to give him some love? Remember,
he does have
World
good
Cup winner.
technique.
He's scored a goal in the World Cup final. What's that?
He does have good technique. I mean, obviously he has 0 goals and 0 assists in 5 years against Liverpool, but that's beside the point.
World
he does
Cup
have good
winner.
technique,
Okay, yeah.
good passing. I'll name you 10 midfielders better than him. Hold on. Thiago, that's 1.
No.
Verratti, 2. Kimmich,
Yes.
3. Cruz, 4.
No.
Carry on. De Bruyne, 5.
No. Carry on.
You're gonna kill me for this. Jordan Henderson, 6.
No.
Okay, wait. Where is my brick thing? Where's my? Undisputed, you are sick in the head.
Jordan Henderson, 6.
You are chronically sick in the head.
I will continue. Casemiro, 7.
Mason Mount.
Look,
Kai Havertz.
What do you say? If you're saying Henderson, you might as well say Mount. You might just as well say Mason Mount if you're going to say Henderson.
Have you ever seen Paul Pogba lift the Champions League trophy? Exactly. Moving on.
But you've seen him lift a World Cup though. If I remember, did he lift a World Cup? Did he get a World Cup final? Did he? I can't remember. I'm not sure. Do you know what he did?
HH.
I think it's a check. Okay.
Goretzka.
I don't know.
Thomas Müller counts as a midfielder.
Oh.
Who else? Hold on. I'm thinking right now. Who is in Serie?
You've already failed.
De Jong.
Frankie De Jong, yes. Papu
Where's that
Gomez,
McKennie?
Yes. Wes McKennie.
Bruno Fernandes.
Oh yeah, Thomas Partey, yes. Chaka,
So-
yes.
We're going to play different positions.
Okay. So
Bruno Fernandes,
disputed.
obviously, yes.
Disputed. So you're basically saying that Pogba isn't top 10 midfielders in the world right now. Is that what you're saying? Disputed.
I mean, he is ability wise. Jorginho, Kovacic, Havertz, Mount.
There
All
you
these
go.
players that you're listing
Okay,
right now
okay, so-
are not.
All right,
All these
so
players listing right now are not top of their leagues. That's why they're
Fabinho.
PSG players.
okay, disputed. We've had enough from you. So let me bring in this guy, Gatlock.
Busquets. Okay, he's trolling now.
Yeah. I know he's trolling. Gatlock, talk to me. Pogba.
So listening to some of you really hurts my brain. Like, really. I can't believe it. Oh yeah, that's the homage to you, Abdullahi, because this whole week you've been breaking it, man.
Why do you do your fellow Nigerian like that, man? was supposed to stick together. We're supposed to stick together, but carry on.
Hey, look, I've been helping you out, HH. You should be thankful. I've even been to the dugout lately.
I've not been there yet. Talk about Pogba.
You should go there. There are some clips there that you really should see because, bro, some of the shit you said. I thought this was the only platform you're allowed to say shit, but man. Anyway,
my friend, talk, man.
I've been keeping quiet throughout this entire thing because I still can't believe people are talking about Verratti like he's anything. I don't get you. You talk about output.
His name is Marco.
You're talking about Verratti. Marco. So you've given him a nickname. No wonder the guy couldn't get his country to work.
His name is Verratti. Marco Verratti. His name is, I said Marco Verratti.
So that explains it.
I said Marco Verratti. I said
against Sweden.
Live chats. I said Marco Verratti. To be clear, I said Marco Verratti.
Okay. You tell myself that. Anyway. Oh yeah. I'm thinking of making a compilation of jinx you've made. Basically.
Wait. Can you please? This is not about me. Can you please talk about Pogba? Please talk about Pogba. This is not about half hope. It's about Pogba. Talk about Pogba.
Okay, yeah. Well,
has he been disrespected?
He was disrespected, to be fair. But it depends on who's doing the disrespecting. If it's other guys from the outside disrespecting him, I can understand. If it's United fans disrespecting him, I can understand that because you see, he hasn't delivered. Basically, he wasn't delivering before. And he was messing up and breaking it up. But now he is actually delivering. But the thing about my perception of Pogba is that this is a purple patch. I have a feeling that in February he's going to drop off again. Okay, he's been doing this from like mid-December to January. So this is, I mean, when Solskjaer was hired, this is what he did last time. He's a great midfielder, don't get me wrong, ability-wise, and when he turns it up, he actually has output. And I can never disrespect the fact that the guy was one of the best players in that World Cup final, which is, for some reason, I know what people don't respect about that. I mean, before I didn't really expect him that much as a big game player, but he has been clutch in many big games that I haven't seen from the rest. Like, people talk about, I can understand you talking about Thiago, Müller, Kimmich. I don't understand what that Verratti midget is doing there. Like, I really don't. Every big game that guy has. We're talking about midfielders, and so we're talking about Pogba, who's a midfielder, and that connects to Verratti, right?
Where you ranking Pogba? Is it top 5 or top 10? Where you rank Pogba right now?
Look, I don't really rate many players nowadays, so I'm going to put him in top 10. Top 10, borderline close to 5th position. When I say top 10, I don't mean he's 10th. I mean like it's around that 7, 6. I think there are a few players that are better than him, midfielders are better than him. But I think right now, based on form, he's around that level.
All right. So, okay.
I forgot Grealish, by the way.
Before, disputed. I've already muted you. I've already disputed what was Henderson. So, yes, I said that is Pogba the most talented midfielder ever? A discussion needs to be had. There is a legit argument to say no midfielders is or was more talented. Yes, Sahid, man. No.
You know what?
You see, these United fans, man, Red Devil, manage your flock. Because your flock is getting out of whack, man. Your flock, they're getting very arrogant right now.
Just keep the hate. That's only keep the hate coming.
Yes, aside, no, you're smoking crack. Verratti is more talented. For pure talented, Verratti is more talented.
A World Cup though.
Abdullah, he talked to me. Pogba, does he need to be given more respect? Do we need to give him more love? World Cup winner, scored in a World Cup final. Youth Cup winner as well.
I'm a big Labio fan. Like,
thank you.
So I'm a big. I don't understand the comparison between him and Kevin De Bruyne. For me, I'm a big Labio fan. And if you remember, I had a debate also with Labio and Kevin De Bruyne. So, for people say yes, I can understand the consistent level. It's not because consistent. I can understand because sometimes when you are put in the team when you're not happy, when you're not you don't have the motivation to kind of drive yourself, it can happen that way. So, but we can't forget Lampard under when Zlatan was there, under also when Man City won the league, Lampard came close also too. Can't forget that. So I think the problem with Lampard is the consistency level has not been there. That's the reason Lampard has been on and up, on and on. But when you talk about talent, I heard people putting in top 10, guys. Let's talk about Lampard as in terms of talent, ability. I'll put Lampard at top 5 because there are some better midfielders that are kind of have more talent and more ability than Lampard. But in terms of consistent level, is a problem with Lampard. If you can go to a club who is more consistent, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 years, then this conversation can come back again. Can revisit the competition and kind of rank him higher. At this moment, the problem with him is the consistent level. It's not being consistent. And this, I think, now that he's United is scoring goals and he's kind of showing his ability now, he needs to be appreciated and loved.
But people need to. So do people need to respect him more? And where do you rank him right now in terms of midfielders? Top 5, top 10,
people need to
top 3.
I think I'll put him in top 5 because there are far better midfielders that are better than Lampard. Toni Kroos, Kimmich, David De Bruyne, also the Thiago Alcantara. So there are 5 better players that are better than Lampard in terms of ability and what's called talent. So you can't discredit what Lampard has done. But the problem with Lampard, for him to be ranked above those players, he needs to be consistent. The problem with him is the consistent level in which he hasn't produced yet. I think that's what Real Madrid is missing at the moment. If Real Madrid have the player of Lampard in the moment, this conversion will not be happen because you will see the best of Lampard. His passing, his shooting, the way he pass, the way he kind of find the player in the tight spot. That kind of that's Lampard everybody want to see. But the problem with him is the consistent level. He's not been producing it. Now, I think now it's showing the world the best of Labi want to see. Now, this is the consistent everybody want to see. Keep going to the end of the season. Then this competition can come back when the season kind of finish. Then we can revisit the Labi kind of standard, maybe top 5, top 2, top 3. But at this moment, the consistent level needs to be on Labi.
Marvelous. Talk to me, Labil.
I think the problem with how people take him for granted and he's not as celebrated as he should is because he lacks consistency. So I agree with what Abdullahi just said. I think this season sets up brilliantly for him. If he can lead and spearhead United to the Premier League title, then I think people would regard him a lot more as they should. When you have clowns such as Graham Souness who believe that, any player of African descent only has to exhibit pace and power, and if they attempt to do any sort of flair, they're labeled as lacking passion, I think that's only because United haven't won anything. And if they do this season, it will shut critics like Graham Souness up. Where I rank him, I think he's placed 7 or 8, similar to someone that spoke before me. I think there are a few, like 5, 6 midfielders that are ahead of him, but not because they're better skilled. It's just because they're more consistent. For example, I would place Joshua Kimmich ahead of Pogba, but I don't think he's better skilled than Pogba. I just feel as though he's more consistent with what he offers his team. HH,
Who else? Just
I'm
curious.
looking at you. Wait. HH, I'm looking at your face. Is my mic sounding?
Yeah.
British?
No. I was trying to read the live chat. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. So, for example, De Bruyne, I think people say De Bruyne is better than Pogba, but to me, that's because of consistency. What De Bruyne has brought to Manchester City over the last 3, 4, 5 seasons is a lot more consistent than what Pogba.
What's De Bruyne done in the big games? How many big clutch moments has De Bruyne had for Man City?
Well, you see, with that argument, I can also say without him, they don't get to those big games. So that's
point. No, but if you're such a big dog, say what's up in the biggest moments. If you're that big, that's what I'm saying.
That's true. I'll give you that. But with Pogba, and I think he realizes it too, because if you notice his body language, how he carries himself this season, how he's often seen motivating other United players, him and the defender Bolly. So I think he realized bye. Sorry, I think he realized that if he can be a hallmark, if he can be one of the reasons why United can hopefully win the Premier League this season, then I think he realizes that does wonders for his stock as a footballer.
Okay.
Wait, why are you laughing? Who's laughing?
I'm sorry, bro. I almost thought you were talking about Wilfred Bonny or something.
No, I was supposed to know. What is this bully? All right. Okay, so from Women to Call Force, who says, he says that Pogba is undeniably talented, but he needs to be more consistent. Also, results are against smaller teams and against the big boys, it's been draws. Look, it's fair. For me, I think that's hence why I said that, like amazing winning goal, left foot, great technique. It's against Fulham. It's against Fulham, so
But if you're not scoring against those teams, then that's just
no. But I still think that's based on the insults people have had and how people have abused him. I still think that's with what he's now been doing, clearly for your boys United. I just think a bit more love needs to be given to.
Can I make a quick point to this?
Can I make an argument? Can I make an argument?
Let's
I want to ask a question.
Let me just make a point to this, because people don't understand watching United, especially this season, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has generally set up differently against the top 6. So what you see often against the top 6 teams is that he will play McTominay and Fred in a double pivot, and either Pogba, and usually Pogba on the left, or Pogba is dropped onto the bench. So when people say that Pogba hasn't turned up against top 6 teams, a lot of the time it's because with Pogba and with Fred and McTominay playing as a double pivot, Pogba often has to come back. We're settling more defense. We're always shouted. He's shifted out on the left, which is obviously not his best position. He's having to create from there on the wing. Whereas against the lower teams, we often play a Matic or a Fred, Pogba and Bruno, or basically we don't have that double pivot there. And Pogba is therefore allowed to go forward more, licensed to create and score. So I don't think it's that Pogba can't do that against the big teams. I think that it's actually a tactical thing from Solskjaer. So you've got to bear that in mind. And if you watch the games, you clearly see Pogba doesn't go forward, doesn't push on, doesn't because he's been told not to. It's purely tactical, simple as that.
Abdullahi, you wanted to ask me something?
I wanted to ask you something. Let's say we flip this now. Labiu goes to Belgium and Kevin De Bruyne goes to France. Those start everybody is saying like in terms of talent and ability. Do you think like Kevin De Bruyne will have more output than Labiu because he scored in World Cup? It does this or that. Because based on your logic, the degree of difficulty. If you flip Labiu to Belgium with Hazard with those, and you flip Kevin De Bruyne to France, Kylian Mbappe, Olivier Giroud, Antoine Griezmann, do you see him having the same start or different start? And how do you rate the both of them?
I believe Pogba would do more at Belgium than De Bruyne would do for France. I think if you combine Pogba with Hazard and so forth, I think that's sauce all the way. That's sauce all the way. It's completely seasoned sauce all the way. All right, guys, look, man.
Lampard, man. Lampard, man.
Oh man, you know what? There's only one guy that
Trust
can
the process,
start.
man. Trust the process.
There's only one guy that can start. So, guys, look, man. Francis Lampard, man. So basically, this is where we're at right now.
Relax before you make the players.
Bring out the shot I sent to you. Bring out the DM I sent to you.
Okay, I'll bring it.
Don't let the players lose confidence.
So here's the thing, man, is that just to be clear here, in case people are confused or so forth, I want this man sacked. I need this man sacked. And this guy is completely and totally ruining Chelsea right now. This is the worst I've ever seen Chelsea in terms of football played. The football is unseasoned, it's trash, it's garbage, it's horrible. But specifically for Lampard, because I want to just see an outsider's point of view. So I want to actually go to guys that's not me or Abdullahi. But obviously, I did say that I wanted Marvelous to speak because he couldn't come onto the show. So, Marvelous, man. The state of affairs at Chelsea, specifically with that press conference that Lampard had where he was attacking journalists, the excuses, the deflection, the lack of accountability from him. Are you still, with Lampard and so forth? Because this is what I've said. People call me crazy. I think there should be a player mutiny. I think the players should mutiny. I think they should riot, and I think they should boycott. I think that they should force Abramovich's hand, and I think the only way they can do it is certain players, obviously not Mason Mount, but certain players should come together, boycott, have a mutiny, and force Lampard out. That's what I think they could do. Chelsea have done it before. They can do it again. So, Marvelous, where do you stand in this whole thing, man?
My thoughts are as follows. Let me just start by saying I wasn't the most excited when Frank Lampard got given the Chelsea job. I took it just for what it was and said, given what he did for Chelsea as a player, him getting the job offered to him in the situation that we were in with the transfer ban, not being able to sign players, I said, okay. I didn't think he was the right man. I still don't think he is the right man. I think it is very karmic that what he did as a player, most notably to Andre Villas-Boas, is seeming to come back to bite him in the ass. And what I mean by that is him leading the player revolt that included Anelka, Terry, Petr Cech at that time against AVB, because they did not believe in his philosophy. They thought he was out of his wits. They didn't like the fact that he was benching them in favor of more youth, aka Daniel Sturridge at the time, if you remember. He benched Drogba for Sturridge. And it was also rumored that Lampard led a mutiny against Felipe Scolari and a few other Chelsea managers. Let's not forget that. I think the press conference with Liam Twomey tells me that he is a man who is experiencing a fall from grace. He has a delusion of grandeur, and when someone makes an honest critique of his abilities as a manager, as opposed to being objective and answering the questions head on, he decides to make mockery and condescend their opinion as if it doesn't matter. It speaks of elitism. He strikes me as a person who would rather make an excuse than offer solutions that can move the team forward. And it doesn't make things any better for him that the players that he's actively went out and bought, because he thought this was FIFA career mode, he went out and bought players, and because he feels as though he can copy and paste other managers' philosophies, and because he is learning on the job as an apprentice, these players are underperforming. And now he feels as though, oh, they're not doing their job. It's the players, it's not me. Well, you signed these players. Ziyech, a player that was cerebral, a player that was free-flowing, a player that played total football, has been reduced to a crossing merchant.
Played in a CL semi.
Werner, Timo Werner, who was banging in goals for fun at Leipzig, has been reduced to a person who lacks touch, lacks control, and has zero footballing IQ.
When did he last score in the league, by the way?
Red Devil, mute your mic. Mute your mic.
Genuine question.
Thank you.
Worry about your club. Havertz looks like he can only ball in Sunday league. He no longer looks like the promising young talent that he once was. And this tells me two things. It tells me that, one, the players do not trust in the direction. Mute yourself. I don't know what's going on with your mic. Yeah, this tells me two things. It tells me that the players do not trust in the direction in which Lampard is leading the team. They feel as though he is telling them things that are not particularly suiting their strengths, and they think he's basically crazy. And the second thing that it tells me is that who is really the coach at this team? What is going on at training? Because anytime I tune into Chelsea TV, the YouTube channel, everything looks happy and the lads are smiling and the coaches, they seem to be working, they're doing their warm-ups, but on match day, it never translates. If you look at the game against, what happened?
Keep talking, man. Keep talking.
Okay,
Content crack. You want to go and get some more content crack.
Marvelous. Keep talking, man. Come on,
Get
your points.
Stop smoking, man. Stop that. Stop smoking.
Mute your mic,
If you
my
look
friend.
at our game,
You're in Chicago. Tell Obama to relax. Talk.
I'm going to get this Mason Mount thing out of the way, because I see a lot of people who say, well, shouldn't we be blaming other midfielders?
Marvelous. Get your points. We have people waiting to slander Lampard. Get your points, please.
My point is this. Frank Lampard has no idea what he is doing, and he needs to step aside and let another incoming manager try and salvage something. Because the longer he remains at the job, he digs a bigger hole for the incoming manager. He drains the morale. At this point, Frank Lampard is a succubus. If you stare into his eyes at the press conference, you can literally see that he is draining the energy out of the players. I don't know what he tells them to motivate them. How would you get motivated by a coach who threw you under the bus at every moment? When you watch us play and we have no midfield, it tells you that the players they're just freestyling. They're doing what they can to score. They're doing what they can to just salvage something from the games. And obviously it's not working. And then, there are proper Chelsea fans who try to defend him. But I'm sorry, the last time I checked, Chelsea Football Club existed before Lampard, and Chelsea Football Club will exist after Lampard is gone. The club and the badge is always bigger than the man and the player.
Not according to some people, though.
Just because he is the greatest Chelsea midfielder does not mean he can come in and drag our club through the mud.
And also, to be clear, Drogba in 2012 was voted Chelsea's greatest ever player. It wasn't Lampard. So there's a little tidbit there. But continue.
And relegate us and make us suffer. You know, it's ironic because when Conte and Sarri, people were saying, oh, they play boring football. Have you guys watched the game against Fulham? Did you guys watch the game against
This
City?
it doesn't matter. This is the worst that Chelsea has ever been. So Marcus, before I move on, where is this right now? Sack Lampard, keep him to the end of the season. What do Chelsea do now? Do you sack him right now? Do you give him till Wolves? Do you give him till when? What do you do if you're in charge?
You see, in my opinion, the game after Leicester was a perfect avenue to sack him because you bring in a new manager, whether it's an interim or full-time manager. They have the game against Luton to kind of just feel the team out, figure out how they want to move forward. But obviously, the board aren't doing that, and they're keeping faith in him for. You see, here's the thing. I always question Petr Cech's appointment and the office that he holds.
Marvelous, please, because I told you, man, I've got to wake up early tomorrow. What should happen? What? As of right now.
Sack the man. Sack him. He should have been sacked a minute ago. He should have been sacked.
Okay.
Right when you asked that question.
All right. Ahmad, talk to me. From an outsider's point of view, your view on Lampard as Chelsea manager from the outside in.
Give me 2 seconds. Wait. I need to show respect.
Okay. Can you change his name to Sheikh Lampard for me? Sheikh Lampard, man.
Sheikh Lampard, man.
I'll do it after it. But I have said this for a while. Lampard is not a good manager. I think he's obvious to see. He only plays cross and inshallah, and that's it. And no, but it's true though. I haven't seen nothing else from Chelsea. And the thing with, I would disagree with Marvelous is that.
No, but sorry. Pause. I'm just imagining a scenario, like how we see the whole thing with Pep and Mourinho inside the manager's room. I just imagine Frank Lampard just saying to the guys, okay, guys, boys, so for this match, man, we're going to go with a cross and inshallah, man. Good luck. There you go. Go about there, man. Continue.
But this is the thing. Marvelous said these are Lampard players. I really don't know if these are Lampard players. And the players you have got are system players.
Well,
Burnley is a system player.
On that point, there was a report that has come out. I don't know whether it's true, but a report came out saying that apparently Kai Havertz was not his player. But this is just only a rumor. But there's a report that says Kai Havertz was not a Lampard player.
So Frank Lampard would rather have Declan Rice over Kai Havertz. Yeah. That is the problem right there.
Yeah, but if
respect Rice.
Talk.
Yeah, but you talked about the press conference. Like, Lampard has a lot of anger in him. Like, he was shaking when I watched the press conference. He was like digging at everybody. It was
passive aggressive.
I saw in the comments people compare it to Mourinho, but it's nothing like it because Mourinho is calm when it does it. Lampard was shaking. But I have a question for the Chelsea people in this panel because I see a danger in this. Because Chelsea have a history of throwing the manager under the bus. When the manager isn't doing well, the players will turn against him. We saw it with Conte, we saw it with Sarri, and we saw it with Mourinho. So if the board chooses the players over the manager again, this will ruin your reputation. The next manager will happen the same.
See, Ahmad, this is the only scenario where this and Conte, Mourinho, I was against it. For me, I'm like, bro, you cannot do this to Mourinho. He is too much of a legend to do this against. Sarri, I was against it because, man, see out the season out. And when the season was seen out, a trophy was at the end of it. Conte, he deserved it because you were literally tanking the season because you couldn't get your targets and you're just staying there for a severance package. And Lampard, you're garbage, you're trash. And you see, Lampard is the one that deserves it the most because you've literally thrown the players under the bus.
But don't you see the danger in this for the future?
Can I respond, Double H?
Oh no, Ahmad, you are right though. Is that this is obviously a dangerous. But see, my thing is that Ahmad is like, I think that specifically with a lot of big names leaving, like a David Luiz, it is difficult for that same thing to happen because that's happened because of the kinds of players that were there who don't exist there anymore. So. Continue.
No, but obviously we already talked about this for a long time. Lampard isn't the man. He needs to be sacked. I will agree with you. I think in this situation he should be sacked because the player looked clueless. Like, you can't tell Werner to be an out and out winger when we all know that he doesn't have technique like that.
Mm.
He's just a distant player, and Lampard is just putting him and hoping for the best. So I really think Chelsea need to sack him, and now when you have the opportunity, go and get Tuchel. So that's my opinion on it.
All right. Red Devil Studio, talk to me.
So fun facts for the day. Fun fact number one. The last time Timo Werner scored was against Sheffield United in November. That was the last time Timo Werner scored.
Thanks for that.
Second fun fact. Apparently BD Core is now called Core and supports Bayern Munich. So that's the second.
Whoa, relax.
Nah, you're lying.
I'm not lying. Ahmed knows. Ahmed was on the. Ahmed was there.
This guy wasn't Juju, Lord. You see, Hassan, undisputed. Wherever you guys are evil. You did this to a human being. You did this to a human being. That 4-0 messed that guy up. You did this to a human being. You need to apologize. King Soul, all of you down there, you all need to start apologizing right now. Because what you've done to a human being is bad enough that Egbo Hero has gone haywire. We don't know. Now, there's this guy. Please, you guys need to apologize. Like, seriously, this is sad.
It's just called Core, man. It's just called Core.
I will investigate. He's called Core.
Core. Just Core.
Okay.
No BD, just Core. And it supports Bayern now.
So this is what I say. Is like this is a very special place because this is perhaps the holy football community that spits in the face of like proper football friendship. Like it's who's put like 5-6 clubs, 6.
Oh, man, this guy.
Continue.
No, sorry, I just had to get that. I just remembered. So, shout out to Core, man. Shout out to Core. So Bayern for life was the last thing he said. So we'll just see what happens after that. As regarding what talking about Chelsea. So as far as Chelsea goes, Martin says super chats.
Yeah. I will. After you, I'll read them.
As far as Chelsea goes, to combat Marvelous, you've got to trust the process, man. You've got to trust the process. And the thing is that the thing that confuses me is that all the things that a lot of Chelsea fans are saying were not true, were still true before the season started. So it's not like all the things you're saying now suddenly are now, not. It's just that the excuse that I kept on seeing was, but we had a transfer ban, so it's okay we are a transfer ban. But all the things you're saying were still present. They were still present in the previous season. It's just that last season, a lot of the teams weren't great, and even then, you still saw Leicester City and Manchester United still, compete and go ahead of Chelsea. Now we're just seeing what we saw last season with 200 million's worth of players.
I disagree. I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. No. I will put that. I will put it immediately.
I'm not about to say disagree.
At the start of this, Gatlock has the clips. He has the clips of all the Chelsea fans going, "We're gonna win." Tune into the football dugout mid-season review because there'll be a lot of receipts coming in where certain Chelsea fans were saying this is going to be the best season that the world has ever seen. Someone on this panel said that this team was going to deliver the best season the world has ever seen.
I erased the tapes.
They don't exist. They were just there. So the fundamental is that yes, Lampard unfortunately is not he is much like Arteta is still learning ropes as a manager. And the question is, are Chelsea willing to stick with a guy to learn his trade for Chelsea Football Club? Personally, for me,
I no go stick. I beg.
What I'm saying is, I think personally for me, Chelsea fans need to accept that they're not going to be getting top 4 this season. It's not happening.
See, one thing, so Red Devil, I owe you an apology. And I want to think here. I laughed at you when you said the whole top 4 thing because I didn't look at the table.
You did.
And after I looked at the table, fuck. But continue.
Yeah, and now actually you're now 9th instead of 8th because Villa obviously won one of their 3 games in hand. So if they win the other 2, it's looking peak. So the thing I guess fundamentally what I'm trying to say is that what exactly is the trouble? Because I personally don't think even if you sack Lampard now that it will salvage your season, because it's almost similar to what happened with Spurs when they hired I can't remember, it wasn't Villas Boas, but I remember when they saw Bale and Modric and they signed like 8 or 9 players and it kind of didn't work. You've got this similar to where it's obvious that this team has no chemistry, like in FIFA, you know, when you have the ultimate team and all their red lines and stuff, you know, that's essentially how it is. There's no chemistry in this team and the team needs time to gel, and Lampard still needs to figure out what his best 11 is, because it's clear that certain players aren't needed and it's clear that certain players aren't performing. So I know, ironically, I'm saying some bands, I don't think you can put all of this, as some people are, on Lampard. I think that some of the players that brought in, frankly, were just overhyped by a lot of your Chelsea fans. Havertz weren't all these guys were going to just ball and be good and stuff.
Nope. I disagree.
I'm almost finished.
He's just kidding us, and we need to respond.
I'm almost finished. I'm just saying that, like, I'm not saying these players are bad, but the way that you Chelsea fans are saying all these players, if these players were suddenly now world class and we're going to take Chelsea to the next level, no. A lot of these players were good and had potential, and we're seeing these players in the first season struggle, which is not uncommon. It's not normal. You got to give them time. You got to give Lampard time. Trust the process. That's it.
All right. Wait. Let me come to what's called.
Our players are regressing.
Let me come to Jamaican kid. Talk to me, Lampard and the whole Chelsea situation.
All right, man. All of us, I believe in here, are very womanizers, right? Lampard remind me of a baby mother that has 4 kids and keep on blaming her 4 baby mothers, baby fathers, that they are the problem when she's the problem. Yeah, straight up. He's not taking no accountability. Absolutely none. And he's a problem. He's a problem.
Accountability.
He's not taking not 1 ounce of accountability. That's why he has no humility. Just like how Arteta would come and say in the press conference, I fucked up, got my tattoo, right? This guy's showing everybody underneath the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fucked up. And guess what? I believe that this was one of the reasons why he let go of William, Luis, all those guys.
Oh, for sure, obviously, yeah.
Because the
personalities.
Exactly. And Azpilicueta is still there, but Azpilicueta is a soft. He's soft. So
it's nothing. It's nothing.
And it did. This is going to keep on going till he reach 16. 16 is a goal I am writing down. 16.
If Arsenal finish above Chelsea, I dare that to happen. I dare Arsenal Football Club to finish above Chelsea FC. I dare them.
Hold on. It's going to happen because right now Southampton has 1 game in hand. So technically they are 10th.
Look.
Can I?
No.
Let me land.
Let's land.
I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm a Man City fan. But it is sometimes it pains my heart sometimes to see these fucked up managers taking over clubs and all this bullshit.
All right.
Seriously, come on, man.
Okay, before I go up, because let me just read some of these super chats. So, from Martin Rosario says, new motto for CFC, embrace the sock. God damn. What the heck? Latin Rosario, 7 finals, 7 L's. Latin Rosario says, who the F was Chelsea before Lampard? Established 2003. Actually won the Copa Cup with your boy Zola and Mark Hughes. Juventus, how many Champions Leagues have they won again? And when last did they win a CL? When you can win a CL in the last 10 years, talk to me. Okay, I only talk to guys who can win a CL in the last 10 years. From Yasser's side, by the way, complicated Chelsea show is better than AFTV. Chelsea's identity is pro-Tramptonic for football. So, it's pragmatic football. So Allegri is your guy or Simeone. Not necessarily, though. I think that, as I said, I'd want Allegri because Allegri can win with these guys, but whether it's an attacking guy or so forth, anything is better than the rookie who's in charge right now. Undisputed, talk to me. Chelsea and Lampard.
First of all, BD Core, I'm sorry. And secondly, I have a theory. You guys, do you notice how every single time HH gives someone a nickname, they suck? He calls Frank Lampard Francis. Do you guys think that has anything to do with it?
Interesting. So
You're reaching.
If you just said Frank Lampard from the beginning, maybe this whole thing would have happened. That's
No. But see,
He called him Francis after he got fourth, didn't he?
Yes.
And the guy went from fourth to what now? What is
ninth?
You see, the nicknames come from a term of endearment and congratulations. I call Francis to insult him. So you see, there's a difference there.
Still, same result at the end of the day.
Didn't you put up a toast for him after that Liverpool win?
Mute your mic, my friend.
I think
just sack this dude, man.
As long as Allegri is on the market, you're missing your opportunity because he won't be on the market forever. You need to get him now. Although I don't think that some of these players are as good as people thought they are. Obviously, Red Devil Studios has already mentioned Havertz and Werner, who not even German fans. If they were actually that good, wouldn't Bayern have gotten them? Just thought. They're German players. As for Ziyech, why do you rate this guy as highly as you do?
You see what he did for Ajax? You see what he did for Ajax?
Injury prone, though. Injury prone.
You don't rate Frankie de Jong. And he did the exact same
as
thing.
You can see, the guy is still standing. Frankie de Jong, he's still standing.
Ziyech was one of the best players for Ajax in that run. He was money. Dude was money.
Yeah, he is good. He is good. Anyway, sack him as soon as possible. Get Allegri, get Tuchel, get anyone. It's also not sure what checks are in Mendy either. But that's. I thought he was the Black Buffon. I think that's what you guys nicknamed him.
Relax.
He looks more like the Black Harrius, to be honest. But nah, he's not that bad. But your guys' transfer window was horribly overhyped. That's basically it.
Okay. So Infinity, Lampard.
Yeah, I think this is kind of your fault, H. I can't lie. A few months ago, when it was an Arsenal-Chelsea match, and you were saying 3-1 at what we're saying, guys, 3-1 at the Bridge and 2-0 at the Allianz. And ever since you said that, I think you jinxed the club. And it's all your fault. If it wasn't for you right now, Chelsea, I'm sure they'd be top 4, maybe challenging for the title. But now you screwed over.
So you're putting the blame on me.
Yeah, this is the only fair thing.
Because he can put the blame on me.
Gatlock, Mr. R&B man, talk to me. Lampard, Chelsea.
Oh yeah, hold on. First of all, is Yasser still here?
No, he's not.
Yeah, Yasser's gone, man.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Damn it. Lucky. Anyway, HH, what up, man? I mean, you were so happy in the beginning of the season. What happened?
Arsenal happened. Arsenal
at
Lampard.
And let's go to the real world. Van der Beek. So your main aim is trying to get top 4. Forget about the Premier League. That's between Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City. So can I finish? Can I land? Please tell us, how excited are you of this front line? I call him the Etch. I call him Tims. I call him Sims. And also, I call it Kai, because basically in Nigeria.
What is wrong with this?
It needs. So please tell the audience why the Edge, Simsy, and Kai could potentially deliver one of the greatest seasons you've seen in world football. Please take it away.
It's pretty simple. Like, we've literally got the best players of their position in the world right now.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
Can I respond?
In the world right now.
Hold on. You can respond. I'm not done with you yet. No.
There, clipped it. Fake. I'm supporting Chelsea. There are no rules.
This is actually from eye test. But
Chelsea, Man United fan, we've got it. We have got him.
No.
Guys, we have got
Nick, you can't hate on him.
We've got him.
Nick, you would do the same.
We've got him. No, I won't.
Nah,
We've
yes, you
got him,
would.
guys.
Yes, you would. I test. I applaud you. I test. Welcome home.
Wait.
I test. We have caviar. We have shrimp. We have quality wine. Welcome aboard. Any prospective Chelsea fans, when we sign Oblak, pop off, guys. Welcome.
Listen, we have to sign him first, man. Right now,
You know
it's
what?
so bad.
I hope you do get
You
Oblak.
can respond when
And
I'm
I
done.
hope that you finish outside the top 4. And I hope that we finish above you. I will be at everybody's neck. I will be at your neck. I will turn up at your house. I'll turn up at your house and I'll laugh in your face.
Havertz, Ziyech, Thiago Silva, Oblak, maybe Messi. Because I'm hearing that he's going to meet Abramovich on a yacht. This is hard. Okay,
So can I now respond?
This was supposed to be the best team, and I was expecting the best season.
Okay, let me
Man,
respond.
Funny thing is, I didn't even watch this in live. I just stumbled upon it and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" You were even more hyped than I thought. I'm going to spare Jovan because I could play him now, but no.
So let me respond.
What happened? You nicknamed every attacker in your team, even Mount Kilimanjaro, and look at what's happening now. Look at what's happening to all of them.
Okay. All I say is that I defend everything that I said. If not for Lampard, Chelsea would be top of the table right now, 100%. Simple. So I was right.
Coming to your house, HH. Devo's coming to your house.
So
HH, look, this crystal ball of yours, has jinxed many people.
Gatlock, I need an answer from you. Talk to me about Lampard. As I said again, you guys, you can attack me and everything, laugh at me right now. It's fine. I'll take it. It's fine. I can take it. I'm big enough. I've got I've got broad shoulders and so forth to take this whole thing. Should Lampard be sacked right now, or should he be given to the end of the season? Do you believe he can turn things around for Chelsea?
No. Because as I was listening to some of the preview, you guys said that Lampard should not be judged by this season. According to Lewis, he should not be judged by this season. You guys should wait till next season. You should chill on him. You should not criticize him for this season yet. Okay? So it's too reactionary to start sacking the guy now. What the hell are you guys going to do after this? Although, to be fair, I have to admit, Lampard is digging a hole for himself, because him digging at the players in a club that usually just goes against the managers is a very risky move. I know his name is Lampard, but as a manager, the guy doesn't really have that much leg to stand on, man.
He has nothing, man. He has nothing.
He has nothing but the love of the fans, and the fans ain't in the stadium to back him up. So basically, all the Twitter pundits is talking about is Twitter that can help him. The crazy Twitter guys, those are the only people that can help him. The proper Chelsea fans are the only guys that can help him.
TZL, man.
Yeah.
TZL, talk to me about your club. Talk to me.
Oh, thank you. Finally. The thing with Lampard, and if I remember, like if we go back to November, I was watching your show with was it Eddie? The complicated Chelsea.
Chelsea
You
show.
guys were ripping Lampard with Abdullahi and Co. At that time, I felt you guys were a bit harsh on Lampard because you guys were not giving him credit for the good run that we had and what he had achieved in the season. So I kind of felt like it was harsh. And lo and behold, we went through the whole December without one win, and then everything has been like so bad in terms of
This is bad. This is real bad.
in terms of the tactics, in terms of player morale. I mean everything, and then the guy is losing his shit on camera, going attacking Liam. And if you read that article, man, that article was an expose, man. It showed that Lampard was really a rookie because, man,
that's why it hurt him. That's why it hurt him because
trust the process.
Man, that article hit home, and I felt that was why he kind of lost his mind because he shouldn't have done that. Like, we all know that he's a dead man walking, and it's sad. At the same, being realistic, Lampard, legend, he deserves some respect. But at the same time, this is Chelsea FC, and I keep telling guys, like, I'm in a WhatsApp group with a lot of Chelsea fans, and when the guys that I worship Lampard start talking, I feel like just jumping into my phone and going to rip some people's head off. It's a football club. Chelsea FC doesn't give a damn about his legendary status. He's the manager now. It's not about being a player anymore. You're managing. You can't tell me that everyone's shitting on Kai Havertz and Werner now, but let's go 4 months into the future where we have a good manager and they're killing shit and everyone's going to eat their words, because it pisses me off when good players are being slandered because they have a stupid manager that doesn't even know what he's supposed to be
You
doing.
had good managers and you sacked them. So
Red
it is
Devil,
what
Red
it is.
Devil, shush,
Yes,
shush, shush.
You had a good manager and you sacked them.
And like Bobby said, in the past 5-6 years, every manager that we've sacked has had it coming. Conte deserved to be sacked. I would have driven to Stamford Bridge myself.
Did Sarri.
Sarri wasn't sacked.
He wasn't sacked.
Sarri left on his own accord. And I understand why he left. He left because of the crazy. I don't want to say anything against the English people here, but man, English
Man,
fans
say it. So what
English
can they
fans
do?
are, man, they're one of the problems we have at our club. Because this whole brainwash philosophy of being proper Chelsea, meaning that you cannot criticize when things are going wrong just because it's Frank Lampard. Let's keep the same energy we kept for Sarri. I don't understand why Frank Lampard is being pampered because, he's a club legend. The only reason why he's being pampered is because it's English. It's not even because he's a club legend. Let's be real. Zola was a club legend. Di Matteo was a club legend, but he was fired. No one even blinked an eye. No one blinked when Di Matteo was fired because he had to go. The thing with this again is at the start of this season, and when people start talking, I'm saying the Chelsea board has been fair to Lampard. They have not backed any manager like they've backed Lampard. Prove me wrong. Which of these managers that we mentioned has gotten that kind of player firepower in the second season based on just finishing fourth?
Not one.
Not one.
Yeah,
they bought players for you, and you dare come on press conference and slander these players that haven't even played 6 months in the Premiership.
Conte asked for Barella. They bought him Bakayoko. I will never let that down.
Okay. Tizia, let me ask you this then. So, what happens now? What would you do now? Do you sack him now? Do you give him till
I have a very weird solution. It's weird because every time I say it, people just laugh. Okay, here it goes. We own Betis, right? All right.
Oh God.
Wait, what?
Keep Lampard on loan to Betis. Let him go spend 3 years there. Let him coach there for 3 years. Let him learn his craft in some obscure league. Let him take all the time he needs. At least he knows we still want him to come back someday.
So you're actually hold on. So you're actually telling me that all this 2-year apprenticeship Abila has been talking about, you want to put into action.
Let him somewhere. Let him go. Or the thing is, this guy is arrogant. It's obvious. You can see it from his.
Very arrogant, man. Very arrogant.
Like if this guy was someone that would cooperate with someone else, it would be a good idea to bring in maybe a hidden figure or someone, the caretaker, kind of. They would just call him a director of football, but we all know that he's the one calling the shots from the background and he's helping Lampard. But Lampard is arrogant, and that's why he's not getting help from anywhere. I'm sure Ole is, as someone said it earlier, Ole is probably still getting help for Ferguson.
Yeah.
Whether I would like it or not, he's probably doing that. But Frank Lampard decides that all of a sudden, because he has some IQ, well, this is not an IQ test. This is not an IQ test. This is the big leagues. This is managing a football team that's supposed to be one of the best in the Europe. Like there's no way we're going to give Lampard time to experiment. We don't have that luxury. Before you know it, we're going to become Liverpool that's going to wait 29 years for a league title. Or we're going to become Arsenal that's going to wait 8 years or so to get.
So before I move to Oga Abdullahi, what would you do? Wait, hire an interim and wait for the managers man, or sack him and get Twickley now because Allegri is off the cards at the moment?
I send you a TM. Put in the TM out.
I still believe that we can make top 4, but not with Lampard.
Hey, can I ask a question to TJ?
Okay.
I'm
gonna ask a question.
You talked about people turning against Sarri, but the question is Sarri a Chelsea man? Is he a Chelsea man like Lampard?
Oh no, he is not. He isn't.
So that's why Lampard deserves to be in this job, right?
What the Chelsea man? The Chelsea man is the one that puts.
Ahmed, don't get me pissed off. No. I don't want to hear fucking deserve. Idiot. That doesn't deserve any fucking shit, man. No, I don't want to hear anything. It doesn't deserve any shit. It does not.
That's the only thing I hear from the English Chelsea fans. It's the Chelsea man.
Okay, wait. Okay. Look, okay. Abdullah, so is this the DM you were referring to?
The one with Thomas Tuchel.
So you can't get Nagelsmann. Okay.
Look, I'll find it. Talk to me. I'll find it, my friend. So talk up later. Type where are you at right now? Where is your brain at right now?
I've been hearing some proper Chelsea fans kind of linking because he's a club legend. I've been harsh on him. I've been this on that. I keep saying it. Being a football player and being a manager is a total different. What Lampard did now is it's a deliverance from Africa. He needs to go back to Nasarawa United FC in Nigeria Football League to go and push their comeback to him. He's facing a huge dilemma in which we call it karma. Under Andres Villas Boas, the same thing happened. Karma is coming back to haunt Lampard. Like I can't keep ranting on Lampard because when I keep ranting, Roman himself doesn't help this situation. Because Roman himself put himself here. He basically put himself into this situation and they can't come out of this situation. People are kind of like give Lampard time. And Red Devils like towards it. Red Devils, I'm not trusting any stupid process.
Trolling for forgetting.
I'm not trusting any stupid process. But I'm not seeing any progression. We've regressed. Lampard is telling me Mason Mount is better than Kai Havertz. Is the man we need to have like put our creativity into. So if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer like Lampard is telling me I have Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes give the ball to Scott McTominay, Labiu pass to no.
Drew scored the goals. If it wasn't for Mason Mount Drew, you'd be battling relegation because they're your.
Red Devils.
Don't mind him.
Red Devils. I will prefer Chelsea. I will prefer Chelsea to finish 15th. So Roman will open his eyes and learn. This is not Chelsea of 2003. This is a more advanced technological system now in which everything is on social media. Whatever everything Lampard does is on social media. Like it's over for me about ranting because when we rant, Roman hasn't acted in the way I want him to act. I keep saying it. It's a 2-year apprenticeship. Last year was his first year of his apprenticeship. Let him enjoy his apprenticeship. This is his second year on apprenticeship, in which it's not even over yet. When the apprenticeship is over, maybe that's when he needs to go back and learn his craft as a manager. Because people say we hate, for some quotes and unquote proper Chelsea fans say we hate Lampard because it's a club legend. No, a club legend who goes to YouTube and check players on and tell me he has a 150 IQ. I'm not trusting any process that I'm not. Because like when you look at the press conference on Lampard and you shook it like Lampard, what the hell are you doing? Man, you've been a player for so many years and you understand football than most of what people do, but you still keep doing stupid, ridiculous, rubbish stuff.
Does he understand? That's
rubbish. When Lampard talk, I keep looking at and I keep shaking my head like Lampard. You're talking as if you know everything in this entire world. I think you are very intelligent and smart. Now, those words you said, put it on the page and let's see how intelligent you are when you are talking, than how intelligent you are when you are doing the thing. Like I don't understand Lampard himself, because
English fan.
We can keep ranting.
I'm saying that what happens now? Round before we go to our final topic. What happens now? What should happen right now?
Based on the news I heard, they said they've been beginning 3 match to turn this around. The FA Cup match, the Burnley match, and the Wolverhampton Wanderers match. I would say tonight is losing Wolf and is losing Burnley. I can tell you right now. And when they lose those matches, those idiots, they call themselves proper Chelsea fans, will open their eye. I don't know if they are watching football with their stomach or their bum. I don't understand them. They need to open your eyes and watch football, please. Stop backing an idiot who doesn't know anything. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired. In Africa, we call it Otisumi. I don't know. I'm tired of this. All I see is cross.
I don't understand. Are you tired of ranting? Or are you tired of Lampard?
Wait. Okay.
I'm tired of Lampard. I don't understand.
Look, I found out thing, but look, I found
I
out.
don't care.
I have a question. I have one question. Just one.
No, I don't want to cause anything. Like,
Just one question. Bro, how many goals has Giroud scored since you said he was better than Ronaldo?
When did I say Giroud was better than Ronaldo?
When he scored 4 goals against Sevilla, you said how many times has it scored? Has Ronaldo scored
Look,
4
man,
goals against
I was
Sevilla?
just saying one thing, man. Leave me now.
And at the end of the day, you jinx him as well.
Look,
See what has happened.
Final topic. So this is specifically for Ahmed. This is specifically for Ahmed, man. This is specifically for...
Are we guys talking about Ilicic?
I'm going to throw up a pick. No, look, of course. Why am I going to talk about Ilicic? No, I'm going to throw up a pick here, and this is specifically for Ahmad. And I want you just to look at this pick first. Oh no, sorry. It's a mistake. So I want to throw up a pick, and when you look at this pick, I want you just to look at it first without any reaction. I want you to just look at this pick first. So, and Ahmad, I'm coming to you first. And Ahmad, I want a truthful answer. I was right here watching this game. Atalanta against PSG. When Atalanta, they scored first. I think, what's it called? It's a Chelsea loanee that even scored the goal. And I was like, no, they'll come back. But Neymar was missing. Chance after chance. Obviously, Mbappe comes on. And it took them till the 90th minute to turn the game around. They could have very easily lost that game. Now, the backdrop to that game was Ilicic. Anybody who watched Atalanta last season in the Serie and in the Champions League would realize that he was not one of their best players or one of their key players. He was vital to Atalanta. He was key to Atalanta, and he is one of the Atalanta's most important players. I mean, you can look at Papo Gomez, you can look at Gasperini, but I would say if people say, okay, what are the key components, or what were the key components for Atalanta last season? I would say it was Gasperini, Papo Gomez, Ilicic, But, his wife was caught cheating with another man, and he entered a mode of depression, and he literally was not in any mental state to play any football, and he considered retiring. So, Ahmad, I'm going to come to you straight with this, man. Remember how that game went. Remember just the way that match went. If Ilicic plays that game, can you tell me honestly in your heart of hearts that PSG win? Ahmad.
Okay. Before I start again, I need to show respect. I need to show respect to this guy, the GOAT. Thank you for your services. Okay. So I saw your tweet, HH, and I got confused. So you're basically telling me if they had Ilicic, they would have won. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Ahmad, let's just use the logistics here. Without No. Without Ilicic, they were a couple of minutes from winning the game 1-0. Remember, it took till the 90th minute for PSG to equalize. So they were winning 1-0 for the bulk of the game.
Yeah.
So if Ilicic comes, I think that Ilicic doesn't help them to score a second. Because if it's 2-0, it's a wrap. Because PSG did. Sorry, Atalanta were having chances because PSG were coming through. So again, I'm going to get everyone's view, but I'm just saying that it is a very logical conclusion to deduce based on how that match went. If Ilicic started, I think we have a very different post-match hangout.
But HH, if you want to play that game, did we have Marco? The best midfielder in the world. We didn't have him.
That was a good thing that we didn't have him.
So I can say the same thing. And if you really think about it, we had the better game. We missed so many chances. Again, Neymar flopped in a lot of chances that game. Obviously, he turned up in the end, but still we had a lot of chances. And I can just remember 2 chances for Atalanta, one of them being goal. So honestly, I think we deserved it. And if you want to play that game, players missing here and there, we didn't have Mbappe for half of the game, and we didn't have the best midfielder in the world for the whole game. And Paredes came in also at the halftime, and we had this shit player Herrera who can't even pass a ball in the midfield. So let's be honest, we missed a lot of players as well. So we can play that game too if you want to say about Ilicic.
Okay. I'm ready to see what everyone else says. So Red Devil, what do you say? If Ilicic starts that game, do we have a different result or the same result?
First of all, I'm not. Are we 100% sure that those rumors are true? Because from what there's from what I remember reading, like he posted something on Instagram with a photo of his wife, something like that, and it seems like it was so. It still doesn't explain why he just left.
No. Look, okay. Basically, I think basically the key thing here is that he was not there at the game, and it wasn't an injury. So we don't know whether it's true, but everything that I've been reading leads me to believe that something did happen with his wife. But again, let me just be first to say that nothing is fully confirmed, and I don't think it will ever be fully confirmed, because maybe it's something that even if it did happen, maybe they've decided not to even address it, so we'll never really know concretely if it's true. But the fact remains is that he was missing from the game, and it wasn't a football injury, so it was for personal reasons. So, but still, the point still stands. If Ilicic was available for that game, is it still the same result or is it a different result?
Oh, I've just read that Martin says to tell you and Chelsea fans that Lampard has the potential to be better than Fergie. You guys need to trust the process. So shout out to Martin in the chat.
Martin, screw you.
Trust the process. Lampard, he could be greater than Fergie. I agree with that, and I still think Chelsea are favourites for the title. It is what it is. Regarding Ilicic, yeah, of course. I mean, I watched. I'm sure people watched the game against AC Milan today. Interesting. Serie is going to be very, very interesting. Does he? I still think no. In the current format of I think I would have said yes if we were in a two-legged situation. So I think in a two-legged situation, Ilicic in two legs and the weight of PSG's history, potentially yes. But I think in this one-off situation, given the nature of the pandemic and stuff, I still think that PSG, it might have maybe gone to extra time, who knows, but I still think PSG would have the quality to be able to beat Atalanta in the space of a 90-minute, 120-minute game. So I still think in that context, PSG would have still gone and won. But I think if you go back to two legs, then I think you could probably have given the advantage to Atalanta with the way that they play. That's my thoughts anyway.
TZL. All right. Jamaican kid.
Go to Marvelous. I'm doing. It's Marvelous.
Okay. Marvelous. Marvelous. 1 2.
Yeah, HH. I'm right here.
Okay.
I think if Ilicic plays in that game, it makes a huge difference, and Atalanta do go through to the semifinals. I think it's unfortunate that he was in the situation that he was, in that the pussy that he entrusted.
Well, we don't know whether it's fully true.
Yeah, of course. I'm just feeding into it. But I just feel as though had he been there, being their most creative player, in my opinion, talent-wise, he would have offered a different dynamic. He would have provided another outlet offensively that would have been too difficult for PSG to handle. I think PSG got lucky in that they managed to come from behind and win the game in the dying moments. So, the fact of the matter is he didn't play. In hindsight, it looks as if he should have just turned up. But it is what it is.
No, you can never begrudge someone, because at the end of it, it's just sport. And if
but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. People give Ilicic a pass in that situation, but how come whenever I bring up, and whenever some Chelsea supporters bring up the fact that Kepa, his form dipped right after his girlfriend cheated on him, and supposedly the club has said that he's been dealing with a lot of depression relating to that. People never want to.
Are you kidding me? Dude, how many years has Kepa been shit?
Yeah, but there's no timeline on when, a person resolves their mental health issues.
Marvelous is right. Kepa needs to be brought back as Chelsea's #1 keeper.
Absolutely. Stop
Bring
feeding
him back, please.
Okay. Look, man. Let me read some of these chats. So, from Latin Lozaro says, I think this is what he says. He says, Red Devil, can you please tell HH that Lampard will be greater than Fergie?
Yes.
He needs to trust the process.
Trust the process.
Latin Lozario.
Trust it.
I will repeat this again. Your cheap-ass tactics won't work. Trump lost. Tell me what the conspiracies are. And Juventus 7 Champions League finals have lost. And tell your boy Cristiano to score in a Euro final or in a World Cup final. From Natsa, I wanted to see United's next fixtures. I was scolding to 10th to find them. I remember they were first. I feel sick. They can't win the league. Shake my head.
Indeed.
Natsa, no need to worry, bro.
City, you guys. Yeah, say it, HH. Say it, please. City, we're going to say no need to worry. What?
No need to worry. No need to worry. I'm undisputed.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Let me go talk. Jamaican kid. Okay, talk to me. Talk. So, did they win?
Ilicic. And to Kepa. Give me a minute. I'm just gonna play a song for them. Just give me a minute. I'm just gonna play a song from for Kepa Ilicic. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Because you have to be easy because some of these musical guys may rip me off though. So, but
back to Ilicic. Yeah, I thought he would have made a lot of difference. Yeah, because going into that, it was a quarterfinal.
It was the quarterfinal.
Yeah, he was on banging form for past those 2 months straight. Serie, even that game against Valencia where he scored a hat-trick. Yeah, and honestly, who could have contained him on PSG side? Cause this guy is 6'3".
Wait,
Kimpembe,
Marquinhos, Thiago Silva.
No, guys, this guy.
Are they playing golf?
Hold on, guys. This guy is 6'3", and he's dribbling. I think he's top 5 dribbling with the ball in the world. And this guy is 6'3".
Huh? So are you saying if Ilicic plays, are you saying Atalanta win the game?
It's we're just working on a what if, and if I just went on to bet and say going into that match, if Ilicic was fit, I would bet on Atalanta to win because at that point Atalanta was steamrolling everybody.
That's like saying if Pulisic was fit, Chelsea would have beaten Bayern. We know that wouldn't have happened.
Red Devil, just chill and relax. Okay. So look, just round up. So let me come to undisputed. So tell me, Ilicic, if he plays, what happens?
Okay. So I do think they would have won, but then again, he makes a good point. If Marco's fit, then PSG win regardless. Let's be real. True. And also, I'm really looking forward to Atalanta Real. The only problem is that apparently Papu Gomez, he's gone to Sevilla.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
he has.
So that's quite frustrating. As for Atalanta today, I'm so impressed by the way they play. They don't really have any big players, at least not the ones I can see. But the way they play is absolutely incredible. Also, I want that center back they have, the one that scored the first goal today. I don't know who he is, but he was a rock. I think it was Romero or something like that. I want him at Liverpool. We desperately need him. But other than that, it's unfair to PSG.
Come on.
Relax. So, look, let's just quickly round this off. So, Abdullahi, Ilicic, if he plays, do they beat PSG?
Maybe we say 60-40 or 80-20. Because, yes, Mbappe and Neymar will make chances. But I think we're going to play PSG as the who usually go to. Yeah. But I think if Ilicic play, it makes a difference for that team. If you look at the way they play and the way kind of how open they play, PSG were getting so many chances that they keep missing. And funny about when Neymar came close and Mbappe also came. So I think in that scenario we could just like maybe 60-40 or like 80-20. Who knows? It's because it's one-legged tie. We could switch it to Atlanta. But if it's to the guy, I don't see them going to.
Okay. Gatlock.
Yeah, I think they definitely could have done something with Ilicic because Ilicic's issue was not an injury, or a football injury, what Verratti's own was. And to be fair, I don't know why I still don't understand this whole Verratti hype. Like when he plays, PSG loses. So I don't see
You
the
need
point.
to watch your eye test.
And screw the eye test, man. I mean, how many eye tests has gotten people in the
The eye
hospital?
test is undefeated. The eye test is undefeated.
How many times do you want me to play that Morata clip for you, HH? Be careful.
Just continue talking. Continue talking, man.
Anyway, the point is, Ilicic was a deadly goal scorer, and I think he scored all 4 goals against, was it Valencia in the round before, and he was on fire. And I feel that they would have scored because you need to understand that losing your main player could actually have a psychological effect on the team as well. They still scored 1 goal and they almost got it through. We're already prepping for a 24-hour, but luckily Mbappe came on, Neymar, and they just showed the quality. But the thing is, if Atalanta, when they were on top, which was in the first half, I believe, when they were getting those chances, some of those, if they fought Ilicic, we could see a 2-0. And at that point, the mentality of PSG towards the dying moment to come back from a 2-0 would be harder than just a 1-0. Let's be honest. Because to me, I think they were just looking not to go out and to equalize. And the second one was just.
So what chance do you give Atalanta then if they had Ilicic? Is it 60-40, 70-20? If they had Ilicic from the start?
I gave them more of a chance, like 65-35. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I think they would have done enough to probably go through. But this is if buts.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion on it.
Infinity, round us off. If Ilicic plays, do Atalanta go through?
No. PSG still go through. I think you can't blame. It's like saying if PSG had Mbappe and Verratti, if they're fully fit, they would have gone through easy as well. They have too much quality. And Neymar, he knew that he couldn't get knocked out to Atalanta. But you can't get knocked out.
Oh, boost your mic. We can't hear you. Boost your mic. We can't hear you. Your mic is too low.
No, I said PSG have too much quality to get knocked out to Atalanta. Because, you can say if Ilicic was fully fit and stuff, and then Neymar and Mbappe and Verratti could have also been fully fit, and it's a totally different game. And Neymar, I think he was too motivated that season. He knew that he couldn't get knocked out to Atalanta. It would have been too damaging for his legacy. So PSG, they up their game if they know Ilicic is fully fit, because they know Atalanta is much more dangerous. And I think Tuchel also changes his tactics a bit to just defeat Atalanta's better attack, and they go through. And then
all right.
What?
Yes.
You watch a lot of Mbappe. You know yourself. If Mbappe was fit and played that game, Atalanta would be destroyed because they played a high line. Mbappe would destroy them.
But Ahmed, the point I made was how that game was. Verratti wasn't fit. Mbappe wasn't fit. How that game was, because what's happened to Ilicic was a freak thing of like his personal reasons. So if that didn't happen, which is something that does not likely happen, where it's like a personal reason, mysterious thing. If Ilicic plays how that thing was, do Atalanta win? And I think a strong argument is that they do win against a pitcher that didn't have Mbappe, that didn't have a fully fit Mbappe, that didn't have Verratti. I'm not saying they definitely would win, but there's a strong argument that based on how the game went, with the losses that PSG had, if Atalanta had Ilicic, there's a strong opportunity because Ilicic wasn't missing through injury. It's just through.
Yeah, look, the thing is, PSG will beat Atalanta. The issue of Ilicic is the fact that it wasn't injury. So comparing to Mbappe and Verratti is different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
But what would have happened if Neymar didn't see his sister?
You mean the night?
Oh, come on. It was a joke. It's a joke.
Okay, look, we just have to go deep there. Okay, guys, look, man, we're out. So, guys, remember, from next Sunday, we're going to be building up. We're going to be building up to the Champions League. So, from next Sunday, the Sunday Hangouts will now be Champions League focused. So, we'll now be breaking down all of the fixtures, building up until the first, which I think it might be Leipzig, Liverpool, on February 17th, I think.
It's PSG Barca and Liverpool. Yeah, PSG Barca first.
Well, and that's what on the 17th, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's on the same day as Liverpool. Like.
Okay. So yeah, so basically, so every Sunday we're going to be doing a Champions League hangout. So Saturday will be the regular hangout. Sunday, Champions League hangout. So if we need to do any other stories, we'll do that on Sunday. But Sunday will be mostly focused on building of the seal. We start the building up next freaking Sunday, guys.
I think the point is that
Luton.
Yes, thank you, Luton Town. Yes, I know them. Like let's hope that Lampard gets sacked as soon as possible.
Remember, 16th.
Jamaican kid, relax, guys. Peace out. Stay true. Stay real. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Guys, don't forget, 88-year-old Frank Ribery is still playing on the wing and still.
What Travis was the motion, man? Travis was the motion.
Kylian Mbappe is not the black Milan or black Mark. It's the black Mario Balotelli.
That makes no sense. What do you want from me, guys? What do you want from me, man? All right, what do you want from me? Your boys here. Who's up in here? Late night gangs. Send questions. I'll answer a few questions, man. Send in some questions and views, man. Send in some questions. I'm always around. I've shaved my head. You know. I've finished 12 volumes of Naruto. And I'm about to get volumes 13, 14, 15, man. So guys, wait, man. Actually, this is after credits. The after credits scene, man. Oh, guys, by the way, Wonder Vision makes no sense. I don't care when it says Wonder Vision literally makes no freaking sense. And I think I might be the only person that doesn't like that freaking show. Although, as much as I don't like the show, I am intrigued and interested to learn what's going to happen, man. Natsa, Pogba's ass. Really, Natsa? We've been through this before. I respect De Bruyne. Tell me one big-time performance that your boy Kevin has made. And Natsa, ever since Kevin let down Hazard in that World Cup semi, ever since that World Cup semi where Hazard was looking for a partner, he let him down. Score predictions for United, for Liverpool, bro. So I think the game is at Old Trafford. I see United winning that game because I think Klopp is going to rest players. I think he's going to make a lot of wholesale changes. So I do see that being like, for me, it feels like a 2-0 to United. I would say a 2-0 to United. You know, that's my thing, because because I think Klopp may sacrifice the FA Cup, specifically if Klopp is saying, oh my gosh, FSG, transfers here, transfers there. You know, I think he's gonna do that as well, man. So, would you take Gasperini at Chelsea? Heck, anybody but Homeboy. Now, if Gasperini is amongst many candidates, then there are other guys that I would look to get ahead of Gasperini. But if it's Gasperini or Lampard, 100% I'll take Gasperini. Gasperini, people need to throw some respect on what Gasperini is doing for Atlanta. It's freaking amazing. I always admire managers who can take a bunch of part-timers and say what's up to those guys. They say, there's a bunch of part-timers I've got here. I can make these guys play quality football and get some results out of that, man. Non-football related, but did you see Shaq's comments on Donovan Mitchell? Do you think he was... I didn't see where. What did he say? I saw his comments about James Harden, which I think is completely warranted, because James Harden is a playoff flop. And I think for James Harden, if he doesn't show up in the playoffs, I don't know. Hence why I say James Harden is the most overrated player in basketball, because every single time, whenever it comes to the playoffs, he always flops. So, it's what it is, man. She saw Modric balling today. You see, I even wanted to comment on this when we're having the Real Madrid conversation. Yes, Zidane is far too much a slave for that Real Madrid core, but let's keep it real. Modric warrants a starting place. Casemiro, Kroos, up and down, but you cannot deny that the way that Modric has been playing, he deserves to be in the starting lineup. But I think the issue for Zidane is that you have to look fourth. You're going to look fourth and just think 3, 4, 5 years ahead. And I think he should have better tried to embed Odegaard into the team and try to embed a new form and a new wave. But for Zidane, I think Zidane is a winning now guy. Hence why he's similar to Mourinho in that sense, where he's not about, let me build up these guys. I'm about, are you ready? Let's win. Do you think Chelsea will finish top 4? With Lampard, very doubtful. Very, very doubtful. It is still possible. But it's looking very tricky, because this is what people don't understand, is that even if Chelsea, even if Chelsea beats Wolves and beats Burnley, if Everton win their games, Southampton win their games, Villa win their games, Tottenham win their games, they are screwed. So it's a bad situation. So now Chelsea are now reliant on all the results going their way in order for them to say what's up. Because if guys win their games in hand, there's nothing Chelsea can do to say what's up. So it's wild, man. Thoughts on Jovic? Not sold. I think Real Madrid didn't work for him, whether it's a system, it's the players, or so forth. Sometimes making that big step up isn't the right thing, and I think he was given enough chances to succeed. I think he's still a decent striker, but I just think that going back to Frankfurt or just going to Germany or going to like a mid-tier team works better. So let's say Jovic was at a Sevilla, less pressure, less expected of you. I think he can say what's up. I think in that Real Madrid setup, the lights, the pressure, the platform is too big for him, man. I cannot pronounce your name, but thanks for the dub. You say Zad balled at a World Cup semis, so why wouldn't you praise Ronaldo when he showed up in the Euro semis? Because his performance wasn't to the same degree as Hazard's performance. Eden Hazard put forth one of the best performances at that World Cup. He was one of the best players at that World Cup. Cristiano has never been one of the best players at any international tournament. It is what it is. I'm just giving you facts, man. So you guys saying, man. From Latin Lozario, my good friend, man. Latin, we need to talk about Biden and thing here. I'll probably DM you on Instagram, man. Okay. I need some insights. Does Lampard have the potential to be better than Sir Alex Ferguson? Let me think about this, man. This is key. How about N to the freaking no? And how about I know the kind of crap that you're trying here, man? So now, hell freaking no. Did you have a chest hair transplantation? No, my dear friend, this is all real. As you can see here, this is all beautiful real. I am just naturally hairy. I am a very, very, very hairy person. I'm not going to show you the hairs on my chests and so forth. But yes, I'm a naturally hairy person. All this hair is real, and I don't believe in having a freaking chest hair transplant, bro. Is Nini objective with the Lampard situation or a proper Chelsea fan? You see, the thing with Nini is that I don't want to say too much because he is a friend, and I know him personally. We've met and so forth. So with Nini, it is what it is. I think for Nini, all I can say is that I respectfully disagree. But I respect his comments, I respect his views, and for me, he is extremely good at what he does. Very knowledgeable guy, superb with the knowledge of the game and tactics. But I just disagree with the points that he has, and I think it's fair. We can both agree to disagree with the whole situation, So, so from Natsa, like you wrote, Lampard's cousin Ben Dover is defending him on beat. Really? No, wait, Natsa, I've heard of a Ben Dover. So, is his cousin really Ben? Because isn't his cousin Jamie Redknapp? I thought his cousin was Jamie Redknapp. That's what I thought. But yeah, look, if his cousin is defending, I couldn't give a crap. Hence why when Jamie Redknapp was talking, I didn't really give a crap, man. So, all right, what else you guys saying, man? Is Lewandowski the best striker of our generation? I think on Sunday we need to bring back that conversation. We have to bring back that conversation and go intensely at Benzema and Lewandowski, because I think we are seeing a different side of Benzema that we didn't see for the past 10 years or so forth. Because what he's been doing for the last year for Real Madrid is something that we've not really seen from him. So, but as of right now, people will say Lewandowski is the best striker of the generation based on his consistency for his generation. Because if we just say generation is 10 years, has there been a more consistent striker than Lewandowski? No. He's been the most consistent for the last 10 years. But we need to talk about homeboy, man. Yes, I know, Natsa. I know what you're trying to do. Bend over, Ben. Yes, I understand what you're trying to do, man. So, all right, guys. Look, guys, I'm very gullible. It is what it is. I'm a very gullible dude. Guys, peace out, street guys. Remember, man, from next Sunday, we're saying what's up. From next Sunday, CL build up for next Sunday. Peace out. Stay true. I might watch a film tonight and so forth. You guys stay safe. You guys stay real. You guys stay sexy. Your boys out of here. Peace.